to 501, baby. You know how we get down on the Woo Pig podcast. Shout out OD, shout out G Holmes, it's the bad. Big sexy. Woo, yeah, woo, yeah, woo, pig, woo, pig, podcast, 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 woo, pig, woo, pig, woo, pig, pig, podcast, football, basketball, whatever you need, podcast, woo, pig, shout out to fans, man, woo, pig, keep the support alive, let's get it, podcast, you know we gon' keep it real every time, every single time, podcast, woo, pig, woo.
Yo, welcome back to another episode of the Woo Pig Podcast, where we're talking about Arkansas Razorback losing streak every day, Monday, Thursday. And today, after the post game, I'm Oliver, your host, OD. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Support the channel by any means necessary. And as always, you know who I got in the building.
Yo. You got your boy G Holmes in the building, a.k.a. Big Sexy Man. Somebody holler for me. Oh, my God.
And the bad little brother.
What it do, man? It's your boy, Woo Pig Deezy. I'm back at it. Another
Hey, man.
one.
All I know is I need y'all energy to get right, because just like them hogs didn't quit, we ain't quitting.
Hey,
I
hold on
need
just
some
a second.
energy here tonight. I need some
Yes, sir.
energy.
Well, first of all, man, let me go and pay some bills right quick. So, you know what I'm saying? Let me go and get my bills out the way, man, because this is what I've sunk to. This is what the Arkansas Razorbacks have digressed me to, is I am wearing an Ole Miss t-shirt. And a good friend of mine,
Oh my God!
I know, right? A good friend of mine, Mr. Patrick Nolan. I don't want to send the picture that I took, but this is the deal, man. If the Hogs win, he had to wear an Arkansas Razorback shirt, and clearly that didn't happen. So I'm paying some bills tonight. It's all in good fun. Man, shout out to my homeboy Patrick Nolan, man. It will be no more of this hotty-toddy talk after this show. My wife, I think, needs some more stuff to clean the toilet with. So that's what it's gonna be. But tonight, hey man, I'm gonna pay my bills. So Patrick, this for you, baby. Love you. Let's get it.
Well, now that that's out the way, them hogs, we took another L today, fellas. We took
Yes,
another
sir.
L.
Yeah.
We got how we keep taking these L's, man.
They
How do we
scoring more
keep taking
points
these
than
L's?
us, man? They scoring more points than us. You know what I'm saying? They score more points, bro. It's a sad day. It's a sad day. But hey, man, we ain't taking no. I'm like you, man. I don't like moral victories. They don't count in the win-loss column. I don't agree with that. Yeah, we played decent, man. Decent ain't good enough, man. Decent is not getting you a W in the L column. So I ain't on board with what they saying. Oh man, we played them tough. Not really.
Yeah, man. I think, maybe I could be okay with this game if we didn't have 5 straight L's on the record. Maybe I can be okay with this game if we didn't lose to BYU at home and all these other one-score losses. Hey, congrats. KJ finally had a good game. Yay, us. But, we'll see if it carry over for the rest of the season, man. But like I said at the beginning of the season, everybody going to have false hope that we're going to win out for the rest of the season, when really we just a team that play to the level of our competition. So when our competition is good, we play good, but not good enough to win. When our competition is bad, we play bad, but not bad enough to win. Like, I don't know. It's just this nasty. I don't know. It is what it is, man. Razorback fans, you know how we do.
But man, the Hogs fought hard today, man. We was down 6 to 24, and they battled back, man. They really put that work in, man. They tried. They really tried. The defense, they gave up some big plays in the first half. which got us down. I remember we were doing Meet the Hogs, and we were talking about Chavis, whatever his name is. And we said, man, this dude been on the hill way too long to only have a few tackles.
Yeah.
And I see why he got a few tackles. He should not be in the game. He almost on the level with my boy Hudson Clark at this point. I mean, at least Hudson, I don't even know what to say, man. I just
That
don't
play
even know.
was so bad.
Oh, it was terrible.
It was horrible. It was horrible.
Because he covers, we had a linebacker and a corner down there. It was no reason for him to be down there. He shouldn't have even looked down there. I don't know what he was thinking.
I mean, it's
wasn't
third and 15, and you take the hook.
I know,
you
right?
doing?
What
What are
you
you
doing?
That was just
Yeah,
that
but-
was a horrible play, man. I was just like,
Yeah.
and as I went back, I watched the game twice actually. I see
Oh,
him. I see
man,
him
don't do
again. I did. I see him again, and it was one that long run in the second half, right? But in the second half, when they started running the ball on us, he got a line on the running back, and he stops taking the line and basically takes on a block. I'm just gonna try to put the block on my side and just get a hand on the guy. What he doing? He running behind him, looking like Pooh Paul, just with a different number. Oh my! I'm like, these dudes are terrible. Anyway,
But that comes from discipline. That right there is discipline and coaching. Because if you're making those types of mistakes in the game, you're making those kind of mistakes in practice. Because that's like an instinct. So either you don't have the IQ to play the position, or it's bad coaching, or it could be a combination of both. Because those are IQ plays. You know, as a defensive player, especially your defensive, like your defensive backs, they actually have to think like the offensive player. What is the path of least resistance? And you have to block that, and or move to that, or hedge it toward the sideline, or you hedge it towards your other player. Those are IQ plays. So either you don't have the IQ to play the position, or in practice, your coaches are not giving you that feedback. So, I mean, that's just my take on that.
yeah,
He looked completely lost out there. Every time I saw Chavis, it was just like he didn't seem like he knew what he was doing. And that could come from just him not getting that many reps this season because he's been getting outplayed by everybody. But I don't know. Get him out of here, coach.
yeah. George Hancock on Facebook says, "Show me another team in the country that is away from home for a month besides Arkansas." I
That's
can't.
fact.
I mean, they had a brutal schedule. Everybody knew that.
Yeah.
We knew that coming in. But hey, George, man, that ain't no excuse, man. We gotta win the games we can win. And I felt like in this 4-game stretch, we could have won them all. I mean, I feel like we the best 2-5 team in the country, man.
Don't say that out loud no more.
Hey, I'm just keeping it 100. We the best 2-5 team in the country, man. Yeah.
But that don't even sound right. You know what I mean?
Hey,
And to counteract that, like, this is the worst year of SEC West football in, I don't know, in 10 years maybe.
At
That's
least
the
that
only
long.
thing I can't get over that. Like, this is the one year. This is year 4 in Sam Pitman. This is KJ's possibly last year. Rocket's possibly last year. I can't give no excuses, man. It's nasty, dog. It's embarrassing. SEC has never been this wide open in the West, ever. Who is the best team in SEC West right now? Nobody knows, but it ain't us.
That's what it ain't. I do know that.
Yeah. Man, let's take a look at some of these stats, man. We're gonna let Deezy handle these. Go ahead and hook them up for me, Deezy.
Man, so we got our boy KJ Jefferson, man. 14 and 24 passing, 150 yards, 2 TDs. I give him his props. KJ had that Superman game we've been waiting on. He actually had some throws that I was kind of impressed with. I'm like, okay, he kind of putting the ball on the money. Now, mind you, I missed a lot of plays, so I'm pretty sure I missed some of the bad ones. But I will say, from what I seen, that was the best KJ we've seen all year. Then we got I'm just gonna say rushing. Rushing, we had 36 rushes for 100 yards, 2.78. Just abysmal as usual. And then our boy Armstrong, 4 receptions, 48 yards, and 0 TDs. You know, just it's looking real skimp out here. You know, we had a couple people that flashed. You know, Satania had some stuff. Ty Washington tried to do something, but he really couldn't get too loose. But yeah, it was one of those games where the stats gonna look ugly because we just had big plays. But against that Bama defense, I guess that's all you can really take.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%, man. But I like Armstrong a lot, man. I really like his game. He catches everything that's around him. That boy putting them hands out there, he's snatching that ball. I mean, he may not have a whole bunch of yards, but he is by far our best receiver.
That's fact.
And
I like how he fight for extra yards.
Yeah, I like his game, man. I like his game a lot, man. But man, I want to talk about this rushing. This is the part that ticks me off with Dan. I don't know who's making I'm gonna say Dan Enos makes this decision because he runs the offense. Why is Sabin in the game? Sabin is trash, man. I'm just gonna say it. He runs east-west. That's all he do. He tripped over his own feet on one play and fell down. He could have been going. He could have still been running right now, but he tripped over his own feet. He literally has 14 carries for way less yards than AJ Green. AJ Green has 6 carries for like 40-something yards. I don't. Let me pull up my stats real quick. There you go. AJ Green has 6 carries for 44 yards. That's 7.3 yards a carry. Sabin had 14 carries for 26 yards, 1.9. Why is Sabin in the game? Somebody answer this.
I don't get it. Is that Jimmy Smith or is that Dan Enos?
I don't know.
We're gonna have to remember to ask that when we get the fans to call in, because I don't know.
Man, I don't know who making that decision, who runs that ball. But if they can't, this is the part that ticks me off about the coaches. If us as fans is yelling, why is AJ Green not in the game?
Yeah.
They gotta see the same thing. They gotta see Sabin ain't doing nothing. He's terrible.
Yeah. That's bad.
I mean, AJ Green leads us in rushing with half the carries that Sabin has.
14 for 26.
Yes.
It looked like our coaches play favorites, don't it?
I don't know. But his longest run out of all of that was 5 yards. That's 5 yards was his long. But he got 14 touches.
Yeah.
I don't get
it. Absolutely, man. Let me pay some bills, man. I gotta we're gonna come back to that, man. We're gonna tap in with these super chats real quick. We appreciate the support. Shout out to Lane. Sad part, OD ain't lying. I'm assuming he's talking about that 2-5 thing. We the best 2-5 team in the country. That's facts.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Shout out to
Mama.
There go that man. If KJ played in the first half like he did in the second, then we win. He just can't put 2 halves together. So this was not a totally good game by KJ. But it was a decent game by KJ. And I will give Dan Enos some credit. He been listening to the Woo Pig podcast. His very first play out the jump was a bubble screen. He been listening. It was he bubble screen. He wide receiver screen. He was doing a lot more of that, supplementing the run game. What I've been saying.
But guess what? That's what the defense is giving them. It's that play right there is open probably 80% of the time.
Yeah, it's always open. So I'm gonna bubble screen you all the way down the field. If you're gonna give it to me, I'm gonna bubble screen you all the way down the field.
Yep, until you pull that safety in, and then we're gonna go over the top.
Exactly. Now, the one part that I don't agree with about the bubble screen is who they got running the bubble screen.
They need to give it to Tanya.
Exactly, but who they giving it to? Tesla. Tesla's not fast. He run like a 4.6. Yeah. Why he out there doing bubble screens?
Yeah, give it to your track guy.
Hey man, I don't understand, man. I don't understand. Thank you for the super chat box. We appreciate you. AJ Green had 6 carries for 44 yards. 6 carries. How does that make sense? We agree with you, bro.
That's what we saying.
Yeah. AJ Green didn't get his second carry into the second quarter. I'm like, dude, this is crazy, man. Dominion out there sidestepping, fumbling on his legs. This is annoying.
Yeah.
It's just annoying, man.
What happened? What happened to Rocket? I
He
don't
didn't play.
understand how. I know, but I'm saying like he just disappeared on game day. We didn't hear nothing in practice about Rocket. We could talk about that later, man.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to Box for the second super chat, man. We appreciate you. It says, why y'all keep trying to blame Enos for everything? He's not the running back coach. I told y'all last week AJ was our best running back. We've been saying it, Box. We don't know who to blame as to why he's playing above, why he's not playing above Dominion. That is what we're saying. Yeah, why is Dominion getting the touches and not AJ when we clearly see AJ is better?
Yeah, he should be getting the touches.
Yeah,
that's what we're saying. Dominion went 14 for 26.
Yeah,
that's exactly what we yeah, we agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
Hey, but Eno's still gonna catch this smoke because his play calling situationally still be disgusting. Even when he having a decent game by opening up the playbook, like this game, he did open up the playbook a little bit, but he still fell in love with the bubble screens a little too much in the beginning.
Yeah. It worked. Okay. Let's do it 5 times in a row.
Like, come on, man. Like his what do you call it when you I don't know. His on the fly play calling is non-existent. It's like he come in the game with an idea and he gonna try that until it just don't work 1,000 times.
Hey, I'm just glad he did something. I'm glad he did something else, man. So I'll take it, man. Let's take a look at the stats, G.
Okay, before we take a look at these stats, man, we got 85 people in the room. We only got 16 likes. Please, just hit the like button. If you're gonna sit in here and watch us, just simply pull it up and just hit the like button for us, man. We greatly appreciate what everybody is doing for us. Just support us also by hitting the like button. So the offense over and defense for the both teams. Clearly, the scoring 21 to 24. Yards. Arkansas with 250 yards. Bama with 415. That's a bunch of yards we gave up right there. Passing, the breakdown on those passing, we had 150. They had 228. Rushing, we barely broke the dollar bill, man. Barely broke the dollar bill. And they had 177. Not sure on the third down conversions, but we allowed 4 sacks. They allowed 5, and there were no turnovers in the game. So the tell of the tape, man, we just gave up too many yards. We gave up some big plays, and that's what, ultimately lost the game when we had to settle for those field goals. Shout out to Cam Little. That dude will be kicking on Sundays. I promise you. We're selling for these field goals when we can't get 3rd and 2s, 3rd and 4s. You know what I'm saying? We got to be able to convert those 3rd downs. That's killing us. I mean, fortunately, we do have a kicker that could probably kick that thing from 60. You know what I'm saying? That might save us one day, but he can't. I mean, you can't rely on a guy to kick 55-yarders every game. You don't put him under that situation. That dude is clutch. So shout out to Cam Little and the special teams guy. Hey, man, give him his flowers while he is still here.
Absolutely. Shout out to Cam Little, man. One of the best players we got, man. Travis Adar says Rocket decided to cut bait with this offensive line and saving himself for the NFL. Hey, man, wow. Sometimes you got to make a business decision. You got to make a business decision. But
that could very well must be. I mean, we don't know what's going on because, like you say, there was nothing coming out of about him being hurt or nothing. No lingering injury from last week.
No, there was nothing said.
Nothing at all.
Fun fact for y'all.
What's that?
Fun fact of the day. out of everybody that Alabama has played this season, we have how do I word this? The only team to put up least yards than us is Middle Tennessee. Every other team that they played put up more than 250 yards of offense on them. Just think about that. Even the Cupcakes and the Rudy Poots. Middle Tennessee is the only team that on Alabama's schedule that we outperformed as far as yardage goes.
That's all we can say on that.
I know, right?
That's all we can say, man. That's
Just for all the people
terrible.
out there saying we played amazing, we finna win out. All right.
Yeah, we put up 250 yards, but everybody else been putting up more on this Bama defense this year. But I'm not going to just take a boo boo on Alabama's defense because them boys, I mean, they look pretty
They
decent.
like that.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna tell you something. That nose guard that they got was running over your boy Latham.
Latham had a terrible game. Ooh.
Terrible. That dude right there, man, I don't know what he should do, but it should not be center and it should not be guard.
Man, I'll say this about the offensive line, man. They didn't have a horrible game. It was no penalties.
Decent. It was just Latham.
I'm not talking about the line. I'm talking about specifically him. Go watch some of them plays. That dude right there. Hey man, he gonna have to get his lower legs put in some ice on the way home because they had him on his heels more often than not. I was like, are you kidding me, dude? You in the gym every day and you letting this cat push you like that? Man, come on, man.
Didn't Latham get married, man?
Sugar Walls got him weak.
Hey, them Sugar Walls, bro. They got him weak, man. Them Sugar Walls got him weak, bro. I'm telling you, man. If he I think he got married. And if he got married, man, it's them Sugar Walls, man. Them Sugar Walls got that boy got a week out here, man. He can't hold nobody, bro. Hey, man, you can't be out here messing with them Sugar Walls day for the game, man. What you doing, bro? It's like boxing. You can't be out here with that.
No, you gotta say.
You need all your script. You need your script.
Yeah, he out here getting pushed around like a toddler. I'm like, God, is he? I mean, and you the captain? Hey man, I'm coming for him, man. Hey man, we on the 5-game skid. Ain't nobody safe. It's dragging smoke for anybody that want to get it.
Now, before we start giving all the smoke to these guys, one guy we gotta give a major shout out, man, to Landon Jackson, man. Landon Jackson
he had a
game.
He had a game. He had a game, man. He had a good
3.5 sacks. I don't know where the half came from. I think they gave half his sack to somebody else who met him at the quarterback at the same time. But he had an amazing game, man. They was trying different. The offensive tackles was getting yanked. He was trying everything just to block Landon Jackson. And I'm like, where has this been all year? I haven't seen Landon Jackson be the Landon Jackson that we seen against Alabama, and I don't understand why.
I don't know. I mean, I was looking at they playing him in the same position as well. I think he was just had I think he just had a chip on his shoulder this week, bro. Because the dude was being aggressive. He was in the backfield. So maybe that is a weak link in the Alabama O-line that he was exploiting. You know what I'm saying? Because he was in the backfield.
They don't have a really good offensive line. Even though they got some big boys on the offensive line, they ain't got a really great offensive line. Anybody that give up more sacks than we do. And we were getting legit sacks. We wasn't getting he was just running around and got sacked. They were legit sacks.
They was busting through the line sacks.
Yeah. So, yeah, man, he played a good game. I think the defense as a whole, like you said, G, they did enough to win.
They did enough to win.
And again, Box said if we had played, KJ had put up some points in the first half, we could have won that game.
Facts.
We could have won that game because Bama. Go ahead.
They were vulnerable. Those two times that we kicked the field goal, we should have scored. And then in the fourth quarter, you know what I'm saying? With the fourth quarter, it was like 8 minutes left. We have the ball. We're driving, and we just go stagnant, man, with the play calling. I was like, are you kidding me? We go stagnant with the play calling and end up not converting a third down. No, KJ gets sacked. You know what I'm saying? And loses. He takes a sack. Come on, man. You take a sack in one of the worst situations ever when I think it was 3rd and 6, maybe, or 3rd and 4, 3rd and 6. It don't matter. He took a 12-yard sack, made it 4th and 19. There's no possible way you're going for 4th and 19 on the minus side of the field. So, I mean, and that would have been a great time to really settle in that offense, go down. You're up 3 points. You're down 3 points. You go down and you at least give your big leg an opportunity to kick it and tie it. You weren't able to do that. You got a showcase of a kicker, and you're driving down 4th quarter with 6 minutes, 8 minutes left. I think it was like 6, 7 minutes. I can't remember the time. But anyway, you're driving down. That is the time. That's where superstars are made, in those situations on the road. And we couldn't come through. That's that's demoralizing. You know what I'm saying? That makes the whole team like, dang, man, we can't even move the ball. But you got to look at some of those play calls as well. I'm like, man, why are we deep in our own ends? On our side of the ball, why are we running these little bitty chip pass plays? You know what I'm saying? You need to get some one read slants, because they're open.
Man, KJ missed a bunch of them today.
He did.
He missed a bunch of them today. He got Tesla almost decapitated, man. I thought that boy was gonna be a separated shoulder. He got hit so bad. So he missed a lot of them slants, man. I don't know what it is that is preventing him from hitting his receivers on them slants, but he just cannot do it. He cannot do it.
For a slant, bro, you can't throw the ball where the player is. You have to play it where he's going to be in those next few seconds that the ball's in the air. And he's throwing it where the player is, and he's not either he's underestimating the speed of the player. I don't get that. How are you know what I'm saying? How are you not able to lead him like that? I don't know.
I feel like he telegraphs that. Because if you notice when he throws a slant, he doesn't really move his feet. So
he don't move his feet at all in the pocket. He got the laziest feet of any quarterback.
Yeah.
So you think he's just sitting on it?
Yeah, because you got to move those feet in order to get good accuracy. That's what's made Tom Brady and Peyton Manning and all these quarterbacks, any great pocket quarterback. You even look at Shadir Sanders, like those feet, those shoulders are moving. With KJ, and I remember when, if y'all remember Cordell Jones, he was an Ohio State quarterback of probably 6, 7 years ago. He was a real big body quarterback like KJ. When you got a real big body, sometimes you feel like you can overthrow everything with your power and you're not using no technique. And that's what KJ does every single week. He feel like he got so much power up top that he don't need that bottom half to throw the ball. But little does he know that's where the accuracy comes in at. And with Dan Enos being a QB whisperer, I'm surprised that they haven't. I remember when I went to the first game of the season, I remember seeing KJ moving his feet a little better. And I was like, okay, at least he's trying to move his feet. But as the seasons progress, I see he stopped. And the reason why I think he stopped is because one advantage to not moving your feet is making those big, how KJ, like he did today, he'll break off 3 sacks. And that's because his feet planted and he got a little bit more leeway. But the cost of that is your accuracy. So I think that he trying to make those big plays and shake off all the defenders with his feet planted instead of actually moving his feet and getting the ball where it needs to go.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense to me.
Shout out to Lane for the super chat. He said, that is one thing I would say about Bryles. Was good at 2-minute drills. Most of the time, he was excellent with getting down the field. Yeah, yes, yep. Absolutely. I actually watched the TCU game today. I did a lot of football watching today. And, man, I was just like, man, this offense looks so good. Why did we get rid of him again? I'm like, they was playing BYU, bro. They was killing BYU. I don't know what the final was. I turned it off because last time I looked, it was like 30-something to 8. And I was like, why we get rid of him again? And I just don't understand it, man. The offense was not our problem last year. Yeah, we couldn't score, and sometimes he makes some bonehead decisions, and we question him. But we gonna question everybody. That's just what fans do. But I feel like Pitman should have been able to look at that situation and say, you know what, I'm not gonna try to fix what isn't broken. Hey, you need a raise? Is that what you want? Cool, let's make it happen. We're gonna keep the offense intact instead of changing it, and now we terrible on offense.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we got another super chat, man. Jeremy Robertson, excuse me. The sack was caused by a whiff by the center block. Which sack are we talking about?
I think the one I was talking about, the last drive when KJ was sacked for 12 yards.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Man. Ooh, it's crucial. It is crucial out here. It's crucial out here, family.
It's officially a 5-game skid. When the last time we seen that?
Chad Morris.
I think it's Chad Morris. It may have been Chad Morris.
DZ hates Chad
Last time
Morris.
we was like 2-5 was. Nah, I'm telling y'all, the last time we was 2-5 was literally Chad Morris. Like,
but did he lose 5 in a row though? He
might have won. He might have lost 7 in a row.
This is a 5 in a row skid, bro.
We went 2-10 2 years back to back. He had to lose 5 in a row at some point.
At some point, it was 5 up, wasn't it?
What?
Yeah,
man.
Mm-hmm. Uh-oh, mama.
There go that man. TC quarterback is smarter than KJ. Here he go, man. And the 2-minute drill don't require a lot of thinking. It's all quick. A 2-minute drill, the whole game hurts the defense also.
Hey, y'all know who TCU quarterback is?
Who? I don't even know who that quarterback is.
Just listen to the last name. Remember. His name is Chandler Morris.
Really? The son of Chad Morris?
I mean, yes, his son. He was a recruit for Arkansas. People don't know that. Kendall Browse recruited him to Arkansas, but he left.
And his daddy got fired.
Yeah, when his daddy got fired. TCU's quarterback is Chad Morris' son, and that's who Kendall Browse is coaching right now. Everybody who leave us have success. That's the moral of the story.
Well, he never came to us either, so we can't count him.
Yeah,
he can't count him. But yeah, they beat BYU 40-11. 40-11. That's some garbage, man. I don't even know what to say, man. Family, we gonna open this thing up tonight. Anything else y'all want to say?
Nah, man.
Now I'm gonna say this up front, right? I got some technical issues with my software, and I'm not sure. I don't think that they're fixed, right? So I'm gonna put the link in the chat, but everybody don't call in at the same time. I'm gonna just keep it small. You come up, say what you want to say, then you guys jump off. If nobody comes back up, you guys can jump back on. But we're gonna keep it just 4 people right now, because when I get to 5, it crashes my software, and I'm working with them guys to get me fixed up. But I'm gonna throw this link out here in the chat. We may give it a try toward the end, man. See what we got.
Yeah, man. They don't want us to win.
They saying Chandler Morris didn't play today for TCU.
Yeah, that's what I said. I didn't think he did, because I was watching.
I know he was. He started when they played Colorado.
Boy, Colorado. Ugh.
Hey, Justin said, "Why you wearing an Ole Miss shirt?" Hey, man, you missed the first part, man. He paying off a little situation.
All right. Yeah, man. I'm paying some bills, bro. I'm paying some bills. This is what our team did to me. Is the reason why I'm wearing an Ole Miss shirt, because I'm gonna do what I say I'm gonna do. So I said what I said, and I'm gonna do what I say I'm gonna do. So, hey, shout out to Patrick Nolan, man. This is what it is, baby.
All right, we got somebody tapping in with us, man.
I hope it's EBZ.
Nah, I didn't hear him. Jay, what's good with you, man? How you doing tonight?
Nah, man, it's a little 4G. I'm
You
doing
said,
good. How y'all doing?
man, we good, man.
Oh,
We
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 good.
good. Tell us how you feel about that game
Man,
today.
I'm tired of all these moral victories. That's what I'm tired of.
Man, there was no moral victory, bro. There's no moral
Man,
victory.
now my own dad talking about, man, I love the fight in this team that they
What?
still fighting for Pitman. I'm like, what? I'm like,
Yo,
what,
daddy
man?
said that?
Yeah, like, I'm
Man, you need to
tired
get a
of it
DNA. Hey, man, go get a DNA test tomorrow.
on me.
You know?
And then
You know?
also, Riles left on his own, man. He stopped recruiting for us. So Pittman said he had to go.
Is that the reason why he got rid of him? He stopped recruiting.
Yeah,
Oh man.
at least
I
that's
heard it
what
was
I heard.
because I heard he stopped. Well, he might have stopped recruiting. I'm not gonna say he didn't, but I heard it was more so because he was talking to other schools about possible job.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was
that was
flirting.
part of it.
Well, I mean, that's just life though. Nobody stays at one company forever.
Yeah, you gonna try
But
to
I
hey,
see
mean,
man,
test
we
the
gotta
mark.
get Urban Meyer, man.
I'm with you on that, dog. I'm with you on that. Bring Urban
But all
Meyer
right,
to the hill, bro.
I'm gonna let the next guy hop on here though. Right
All
on,
right,
y'all.
man. Hey, man.
Hey, man,
All
we
right,
appreciate you tapping in, bro.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, appreciate you. Keep it up.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Shout
Isaac
out to my
Clark
man.
says, let me go back to 3. Every insider for the team said Pitt fought to keep Browse when Mississippi State tried to steal him last offseason and he had a new contract on the table 2 weeks later. He was entertaining TCU again. Okay.
Hey, man, it is what it is, man. You got to
Yeah,
pay like you way out here in these streets.
absolutely. I mean,
Isaac Clark. That profile picture was looking weird at first. I had to double check, but okay, you good.
I ain't even peeping at it. I ain't even looking at it.
Don't even. Yeah.
Boy, you
It was some
crazy.
father-son stuff, man. You good. You all good,
Yeah.
dog. It scared me.
Dr. Dre, what's up with you, baby?
What up, Dre?
Dude.
The Heartbreak Hoes, man. You said it. You said it.
Mm-hmm.
Woo Pig
They
in the
did. They
building.
just to give y'all some hope.
Yo,
What's up,
Hey,
Woo
what's
Pig?
what
going
up,
on,
Wolfie?
fellas?
Not much, man. How you doing tonight?
Yo,
Tell us
hey man,
how you feel
I'm
about
just
it.
tapping in with y'all, man. Just guess recovering over this loss, man.
Oh
Hey,
man.
but hey, to hit on the last guy point, man. Like you say, ain't no time for more victories, man. Or I think we taking a step forward. It was a good overall game, man. On all three levels of the game, man. But we gotta pull off. We gotta finish games like that, you know. So
That's facts.
especially
I agree.
with an early game like that, man, you know, crowd wasn't really into it, you know. So like I say, we should have pulled it off, man. But we showing room for improvement, man. But you know, with Sanders out, we got to find our identity offensively.
What's
It's too
wrong with
late in the
Sanders?
season to not find it.
So what's wrong with him?
I have no idea, man. I think is it his leg? Is his
We
knee
don't
injury?
know. No, nobody
That's what
knows.
they
It was
saying.
Man,
so
Post
it is.
game.
but
That's what they saying.
yeah, our defense is playing lights out, man. But what's to a
Lights out.
defense if you're not putting
Wait.
points on the board?
Hey man, I'm not gonna. Okay, defense is playing good. Lights
They
out,
playing.
bro. They got some. They got some. Man, they got dug in deep a couple times.
They got took
Yeah,
up top a bunch of times.
You see what I'm saying? Don't
yeah. Off a
tell me
few
they
busted
don't tell me
coverages,
they lights out, baby.
I did see a few busted coverages. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, so they playing decent. They play
They
good enough to
top.
probably win the game if the offense did something, but they're not playing lights out, man. They getting dug out. They got dug out a couple times. Some blown
Right.
coverages, like OD was talking about over the tops. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You chasing the
Yeah.
receiver down from the back, so
Yeah.
don't give them lights out, man. It's dragon smoke, man. We on a 5-game skid. Ain't no
Yeah.
bright spots.
You're right.
It's
You're right.
it's no way you should give up a 3rd and 15 and a
No.
3rd and 16. I'm like, how
No
you give
way.
up a 3rd and 16? Just drop 8. Just holler at not Chad Morris, Barry Odom, man. Just drop 8 people in coverage, man. Just
Man,
drop them in
and
coverage.
that's what made the offense flow a little better. I think last year was KB. He left it simple. You know, if he seen something that hit on that play before, he'll go right back to it. You know, and take those 2 or 3 yards and stay in plus territory. You know, stay ahead of the downs. But what do y'all think about the next 2-3 games, man? Y'all think we'll pull off a game or two coming back on to the house?
So our next 3 games is
Mississippi State,
Mississippi State.
Auburn,
We got a bye,
and then
All right.
Auburn.
and then Auburn, and then who? FIU or
Florida.
Florida? I can't remember.
I think,
I think it's FIU.
I think FIU and then Florida. Is it Florida
Yeah.
first? Yeah, so Florida. Hey, man, but Florida's an away game. We go down there,
Yeah.
don't we?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yep. For sure.
So
Um,
hey man,
yeah,
I ain't confident. I ain't confident on Mississippi State.
Oh,
We have forgotten how to win, bro. Think about that. You ain't understanding. It's been over a month since they felt what winning feels like. And if you don't think that's a real thing, whenever you getting beat like a drum week in and week out, and you on the road, you coming back home and campus, you still got to go to class. Everybody looking at y'all like, man, y'all some busters.
I think the
'Cause if
guy's
I was-
homesick though, man. I think they
Hey, man,
homesick. That
but
might
think-
be a case of them being homesick then, man.
Hey man, hold
Nah,
on. Let
man.
me get
they at
me get
home
this one
Monday
right
through
here.
Friday.
They at home, bro. What you mean? They ain't staying down there. They go down. They fly down on a Friday. So don't they? What you mean homesick? You went you left out on Friday and you go get your butt kicked and you come back home Saturday night.
You're right, man.
And I got one more angle for y'all before y'all get off of this next game topic. Let me give y'all an idea of where Mississippi State is coming from. They had a Rudy Poot the week before last where they got to win 41-28 against Western Michigan. Then they had a bye week while we played Bama and got beat up. I'm not saying we got beat down by Bama, but I'm saying like that's a physical game. So people gonna be sore, people gonna be tired. While we was getting sore and tired, they was healing up. And then they get to come to our house and play us. So they done had a win and a bye week. So just think about that too. Everybody think we gonna roll over Mississippi State. Them boys gonna be ready to play.
All right, come and refresh.
But
man, I'm gonna jump off, man, and let you guys finish up, bro. I appreciate y'all showing the time, man, for you.
Hey,
For
man,
your
we
people.
appreciate you.
Appreciate you,
for
man.
sure, man.
Hey,
Appreciate
man,
you tapping
appreciate
in,
you
bro.
tapping in, baby.
Somebody called in, messed up the doggone thing. All right, so hopefully, oh my god. Okay, we're gonna keep it running. Hopefully the computer works itself out. Nobody call in just yet. Let it work out. Don't call back in. I see we still on. I see it's still running, but I can already tell it's froze. But I can see it moving on this other screen. But I'm gonna take what my guy said here with the question. We gonna beat Mississippi State. That's a fact. I'm telling you right now, we beat Mississippi State. Why they keep calling in? I'm gonna change the league. Anyway, we gonna beat Mississippi State. That's a dub. Whoever we playing after them, that's another dub. I'm telling you right now, we winning those games.
At Florida?
Is that the game after?
If I'm not mistaken, let me go double check. I'm pretty sure after Mississippi State, we got a bye week and then we got Florida.
A bye week and then Florida. We gonna beat Florida. You heard what I said.
I'm telling you,
bro, we gonna win, man. You hear me, DZ? You ain't heard me, man. We winning this games, bro. We gonna get it. We gonna get the win against Mississippi State. We gonna get a win against Mississippi State. We gonna get a win in Florida. We gonna win out, bro. I'm telling you. You heard it from me. I ain't led you wrong this. Hold on, before I go any further, let me read my super chats. Hey, shout out to William Richards, man. Thank you for the super chat, man. We really appreciate it. Mama, there goes that man. Browser's trying to get away from KJ. This guy. Lane New, man. Appreciate the super chat. We got I wouldn't say lights out. Over 130 yards on 3 plays in the first half. The second half was lights out. Yeah, KJ played good ball in the second half. Boss Hog. Thank you for the super chat, man. We appreciate you. Hogs 3-9 will be the final record for the season. Kill yourself. That's not happening. Not happening, Boss Hog. I'm telling you, if I gotta get on my my Pee Wee Herman bike and ride down to Fayetteville, we going 6-6. You heard me? We going back to the AutoZone Liberty Bowl. You heard what I said. G, you muted.
I said, hey,
What's
man, be careful what you say. Hey, be careful what you say. Look, you see what I'm wearing today, don't you, Talking Tide? I'm wearing a Mississippi State. You gotta be careful. Be careful what you say. But I stand on it, man. You know what I'm saying? If I said it, I'm gonna do it. And I'm doing it, man. You know, it's just a shirt. Man, y'all know I bleed red.
So
Dre, you cut your hair, man?
I don't think he heard you.
I said, Dre, you cut your hair, man?
Oh, nah. No haircut. No haircut. I'm gonna say.
I can
So-
see it. I'm
Yeah,
like, oh,
yeah.
you done pulled a Deezy.
Nah.
I'm gonna ask y'all from my right to my left, skipping Deezy. Tonka Todd.
Mhm.
Do we beat Mississippi State next week?
Better skip me.
Will Rogers will be back according to this article I just read. They said he will be fine. I don't know if he'll be back. They didn't really say. They just said he'll be fine. So he got a little ankle issue probably.
Well, defensively, we are way better than their offense, so there's an advantage. Special teams, we're better-ish, so that's a plus. Offensively, us and their dumpster trash defense is about the same, so that's a wash. On paper we should win, but on paper we should have won 8 or 9 games this year. So
basically what you're saying is battle of the boo-boo.
Hey man, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna say it again. And I'm gonna go to my boy Dre. We the best 2-5 team in the country right now. I'm telling you, we the best. We just played teams that's been better than us.
What'd you say?
Hold on. I told y'all. I told y'all from the jump. That we was going 7-5, and you didn't believe me, right? Y'all didn't believe me.
Oh, we on the ropes.
I told you we going 7-5, and I
You
said
think
what
We
I
on the
said.
ropes.
I
you think
understand
we
what you're
got?
saying,
You saying we got an opportunity to be 7-5? You saying that,
bro? I'm telling you, bro. We going 7-5, bro. We going 7-5.
So we're going to beat Auburn.
Yep.
And we're going to beat Mississippi State. Okay, I might give you that one. We're going to beat Florida at Florida. That's something Arkansas has never done, is beat Florida at Florida.
It's gonna happen. That's KJ gonna take us there. I'm about to text him right now. I'm telling you, he coming with it. We winning out.
You saving that text for Florida? Thank you. You saving that get a win text for Florida?
Hey man, shout out to the man. He said, "OD, you lost your mind if you think we winning out." Hey, I told y'all early in the season, the Hogs going 7-5, and I'm the last man standing, and we gonna go 7-5. We winning every game on the schedule from here on out. You heard what I said, Dr. Dre. Tell me how you feel about next week's game, man.
Man, I don't feel confident. It's like we could win because it's at home, right? Right.
Yeah.
Yes,
Most of our
It
games
is at home.
are
Okay.
home.
Okay, yeah. So it is at home. I think it's a toss up. We could lose it, but we could win it. I feel the same way about like the Auburn game, but Missouri, Florida, you chalk them up, them losses, man. Those are L's. Automatic.
Nah.
Automatic.
So let me go back. I'm gonna go back and ask you another question. How you feel about the game that you saw? How do you feel about the game? The good, the bad, and the ugly. What you think?
Man, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't get to watch a whole lot of this game. I was in the middle of a move, and I looked up and I seen it was a 3-point game in the fourth, and it's like it's fool's gold. It's just fool's gold. We hang around, but we not beating anybody, man. It's just the outcome is the same week after week.
Yeah.
Hey man, he said what he said.
Hey, Tonka, same question to you, man.
I like that. Fool's gold.
Well, I would have to agree with the fool's gold thing. The players are still playing currently, meaning the team ain't let go of the rope yet. I'm not saying that ain't gonna happen. Alabama should have skull drug us today. I mean, it should have been like 56 to like 6. It really should have been. Defense made adjustments at halftime. Second half came out, shut down Bama basically in the second half. I mean, just shut them down. So I'm happy that the players are still playing. I'm happy that the defense continues to improve week to week. And I'm happy the season is coming to an end because that also means we get to say bye-bye to Dan Enos and Coach Kennedy.
Hey, man,
So,
it is bad.
Get
Yeah,
the champagne ready.
It's basketball season, too. So, yeah, we're going to start talking about basketball, too.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, I'm kind of on dad duty. Can I pitch in one thing and I'll hop off the air for somebody else that want to come in?
Hey, shout out to being a daddy, man. Hey,
man, got to do it. But hey, future hog, future, you know what I'm saying, basketball, you know what I'm saying, girls basketball, right? You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up, bro.
But I don't want to seem like I'm too negative on the team because I come on here and I say 4-8, we're gonna lose this and that because I feel like that's what's kind of heartbreaking about this season is I feel like we have a lot of guys on the team. We have a lot of pieces and a lot of good players, but it's just the flaws that we do have are just so big and the issues that we're having internally on our coaching staff, things like that. And I guess player evaluation, I don't know, like what's going on. It's like we just can't utilize these guys. And I just feel like it's just a mess. And like, you know, he said we're hanging on to the rope and we are fighting right now. And when I make these 4-8 predictions and things like that, it's like, how many of these, like you said, when's the last time we went down to beat Florida and Gainesville? When's the last time we beat Missouri, really? How many times have we lost to them? Is this the year that we're breaking these streaks, man?
No.
But I'll holler at you. But I'm going to be tapped in still. I'm going to be in the chat. Holler at y'all.
Hey, man. Shout out for being a girl dad, baby.
So, Box, I see you. We got you in the green room. Just hang out there for a minute because I gotta make sure my software unfreezes itself. So, we working on that.
OD, I got a question for you, actually.
All right, go for it. Hold on, bro. Before we go, I got to read this super chat. Calvin Meredith. Hey, thank you for the super chat, man. We appreciate you. Enos calling plays equals a loss.
Facts. No lies detected.
I got another one that I can't get to right now from Boss Hog. He says, check OD temperature. Hey, man, don't check my temperature. I'm telling you. Y'all gonna hear me in a minute. I'm telling you, we going 5-0 over these last 5 games. You heard what I said, man.
Okay, Boss and Hog. that leads to my question.
All right.
What up?
How is Arkansas going to win 5 in a row?
How?
Yeah.
I feel that defensively, our defense hadn't been able to shine for the simple fact that we've played better teams. We have played better teams. They have better offense than us. And the defense hadn't been able to shine against sorry opponents. So
bro.
Just go crazy, with it. Bro, I'm telling you, we got a really, really solid defense. Everybody see the defense and they see what they're capable of. But when we play all the other teams that we play, LSU, everybody knows they got better talent. Ole Miss, better talent. A&M overall got better talent than us. The next
BYU?
teams, BYU, I don't know about that one. I can't say they got better talent. I'm gonna say no on that one. They just caught us slipping with some trick plays. They caught us slipping, man. So, I'm gonna give me a second to look at that. I'll get you back on the screen here in a second, talk. But I gotta wait for it to unfreeze itself. What else was I saying? Every team that we face, the defense has done their job keeping us in the game all the way, every single game. Now we're on the backside of our schedule. The hard part is done. We couldn't score enough points to beat the teams that we lost to. The defense wasn't good enough to hold those teams below where they needed to hold them below for us to actually win. The teams that we facing now, that we about to face, they ain't got the offenses that we faced already. They ain't got the running backs. Will Rogers is a good quarterback, but he's not going to beat us by himself. And I'm telling you, we finna run the table. The only team that I'm betting against that I would probably pick to beat us was Florida, because we never won in Florida. But I'm gonna go out on the limb and say we're gonna win in Florida, just because I need to keep it positive around here. I gotta say my 5-0 prediction gonna come true. So we gonna win out. I picked it from the beginning. I told everybody we was gonna lose these 4 games, and I picked us to lose in Florida. But now I gotta take that back, and I'm gonna say we gonna win in Florida. We gonna win the next 5 games, and we gonna get bowl eligible.
Okay, my second question is, how recently have you been in contact with your dealer from San Francisco?
He on deck, Uncle. I got him on deck. Hey, I don't know, man. I mean, here's my deal. Everybody knows that I was Mr. 11-1, and I stood on it all the way until we lost. Deezy was Mr. 9-3, and he stood on it until he wasn't. So now, with that being said, the only thing that's left alive is Oliver's 7-5. But me and Deezy are actually looking at the product that has been presented to us during this first 7 games. And this product has, the product has been mediocre, but also it's been disappointing, to say the least, because we can't win those close games. We cannot, make the right play calls. There's a lot of different variables. It's not just, Deezy said it best a couple of weeks ago, I think, when we were talking about, man, it's the old offensive line. Well, it's KJ. It's the running backs. It's the defense ain't getting. Deezy said they all true at the same time. So that's what we're looking at. So Deezy quiet. Deezy done had, I'm telling you, man, this has been depressing for him. Look at him. Y'all look how defeated he looked, man.
I ain't even put no lotion on before this podcast. Man. Let y'all know where my mind is at with this. Hey, I'm playing. I'm a true Hog fan. I'm gonna be what the Hogs is. Ashy.
Ashy.
But I guess the only thing I can say is, did y'all hear what OD just said, man? OD my guy, man. He my guy, but I gotta call him on this. This man, Tonka just asked him a question on how we gonna win out, and this dude said straight defensive answers.
Yes.
What is our offense gonna do?
They're gonna do what they do.
Defense has never been a problem. Offense has been our problem since the very first game. Even when we won the 2 Rudy Poots, we always sitting there like, the score should have been way worse.
Mm-hmm.
So Deezy, you said this. You said that defense hasn't been our problem, right? That's what you said.
Yes.
So if defense hasn't been our problem, why have we consistently gave up over 30 points a game? Consistently, because we've given up 30 points a game.
That's an easy answer. Because if you, bro, anybody who's ever played a sport where you can't play both sides of the ball, football, baseball, you can have the best defense ever, but you gonna get tired. You gonna lose momentum. It's so many more things to the game than just lining up and playing every play. Our defense, we saw it early on. If your offense keep getting 3-and-out, 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 not only does that lose morale, but that can divide a team. It's times where in practice we used to look at our offense like, man, y'all boys sorry, and we used to be ready to fight. Like, and if I was on the Arkansas defense, I would be ready to fight these boys because y'all killed our season. We didn't do it, and that's all I'm saying.
I believe that.
Well,
I believe
and also there's also something else to keep in mind too. We have two coordinators that started off in the exact same position. This is their first year as coordinators this season at Arkansas, right? We got our defensive guy and we got Enos. One of these things is not like the other. From our defensive staff, we're seeing what I expected to see from a first year defense. There's been some growing pains. There's been some guys that have been found out, which is great for the defensive staff because now they know, okay, we got two guys that can't cover man. Great. Okay, leave them in zone. Meanwhile, on the other side of the line, on offense, everybody looks lost. So, and I say that because earlier there was a comment that said if we win out the last 5 games, the coaching staff stays. No, they will not. No, they will not. I guarantee you there is going to be major shakeups happening this year at the end of the season on the offensive side of the ball. And I pray we can keep the defensive staff intact.
Well, I'll say this. I don't know any defensive staff or any coaches that really survive when they fire the head coach. Everybody typically leaves or goes.
They're not firing Pitman. Even if we
they're
lose
not
out
gonna,
this season, they're not firing Pitman.
Yeah. No, they're not going to fire Pitman. This will be Pitman's quote COVID year. Okay, this will be his. All right, well, you made a mistake hiring Enos and for keeping Kennedy on staff. Okay, this is your one mulligan. But next year, if I'm telling you, if he doesn't win at least 8 games, next year's the last year for Pitman. And it wouldn't surprise me if Pitman just doesn't tell Hunter Yurchek, man, I can't take all the backlash on social media in public. So let's go ahead and bring my replacement in as the co-head coach or whatever, and just let me retire at the end of the season. That way the staff stays together.
I want you to explain this for me, Chunka. How is it that you feel that Pitman is not going to be fired?
Okay. I'm going to say something that's going to hurt a lot of Hog fans' feelings. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. When Pitman was hired for this job, it wasn't because, oh, golly gee, the offensive lineman wrote nice letters and said, please give Mr. Pitman a shot at being your head coach, even though he's never been one past the junior college level. That's not why he was hired. He was hired because no one else wanted the job. Let me say that again, and I will say it slowly so all Razorback fans can hear this. Sam Pitman was hired because no one else wanted the job.
Okay.
I'm just going to let that sink in for a minute. Nothing has changed in the 4 years Pitman has been here. Nothing. Nobody wants this job. Pitman is not going to get fired because A, nobody wants his job, and B, if you look at what a head coach is supposed to do, a head coach is there to kind of be the CEO, to oversee the team and the coaching staff. The coaching staff deals with the players in their positions, right? So it's the head coach's job to make sure his assistant staff is up to par, make sure he's hiring the right guys, that's recruiting, that's developing. And guys, he's made 2 mistakes in hiring, and that's Enos and keeping Kennedy. Everybody else he's hired, home run, tight ends coach. Best tight ends coach in the nation, has put more tight ends in the NFL than any other tight end coach. Getting him was a steal. We don't get him unless Sam Pitman, because Sam Pitman is a likable guy. That's why coaches want to come play for him and come coach with him, because he's a likable guy. He's one of them. He's a dude, right? He took his time and brought in, possibly, in my opinion, the best defensive staff Arkansas's had in the last 20 years. Sam Pitman did that. We've got a great wide receivers coach. Could we upgrade there? Probably. But for right now, we've got a great wide receivers coach that's recruiting with his hair on fire, and I think could be the next possibly offensive coordinator somewhere. We've got a great running backs coach that can go out and get studs that Arkansas used to only dream of getting. Okay, now our backfield is packed full of actually great running backs. Just they're just not fitting the offense right now. So we can't fault the running back coach. The only 2 guys that stand out there is the offensive line, because let's face it, the offensive line the last 3 years has been degrading. They started out after Chile left. Coach Kennedy took over. He was able to ride on the talent that was already there. And guess what? Number 1 team in the nation rushing. Great. His next year, his first full year coaching just him, we fall to number 6. This is year 3. And look at what we got. So he's only made 2 bad hires. So no, he's not going to get fired this year because nobody wants the job. And he's slowly putting together a really good staff.
Hey man.
Plus,
Okay.
do you know anybody that would want to be the 3rd head coach of any college team in less than 10 years?
Say, man, if the money right, I'll do it.
Okay. Absolutely. I don't know of anybody. Right? I don't think any of us know of anybody, but there are coaches out there that, hey, they want to work. And you can say Arkansas isn't a prime location.
They pay though. They checks don't bounce.
Exactly. And everybody knows that Arkansas takes care of its own. And if you win at Arkansas, in the words of QB4, I knew I could be able to take care of my family for the rest of my life.
Facts.
So you can say Arkansas isn't prime. It is not a spot for college football. But if Boise State can be who they were for as many years as they were.
Don't tell me Arkansas can't be.
Exactly.
Have you been to Boise? Yeah, exactly.
I would
Nobody
love
else
to
had.
debate y'all. I would
You,
love.
hey, that's what it is, baby. Say it with your chest. Please debate me.
Let me give y'all 1,001 reasons why nobody wants to come to Arkansas. Y'all ready for this?
Okay.
Do y'all know what the nickname for what they call us?
No, I don't.
The coaching graveyard. Let me give y'all a brief history of the last few coaches and where this thing started at. So it started off when Arkansas bust into the scene with an amazing coach by the name of Bobby Petrino. But that amazing coach did one bad thing. And even though he brought us to the biggest heights we had in 20 years before him, maybe even more than that, we let him go for the dumbest thing ever. Something that most colleges would have just swept under the rug, especially somebody that had us in the top 5 multiple years. We let him go. That was the first strike. Not only did we let him go, but we became a national meme with the neck braces. Everybody in the country knew Arkansas for one thing, and that's the Bobby Petrino firing. What we do after that, we decided to go for a coach that was killing it at Wisconsin by the name of Brett Bielema. He was doing amazing. He came to Arkansas, and what happened? Through this and that, all these different rumors about his drinking problems, end up sucking, destroyed. So that's 2 good coaches that came through Arkansas, and somehow their career is now in the trash at that time. So what do we do after that? We go through this weird thing where we fire our AD. Jeff Long is out of the picture. We got an interim AD, and she brings in Chad Morris, a young up and coming offensive mind who was at Clemson. Everybody was talking about how Chad Morris is the reason why Clemson and Trevor Lawrence was so good. Came to Arkansas and had back-to-back 2-10 seasons. That's the third coach that was supposed to be a big hot shot that came into Arkansas and died. Now people look at us as career killers. So while, okay, yeah, you might come here, you might get some millions. The buyout's looking pretty good, but this will be your last job. That's the way they looking at us. And then you got to think of this side. We are also a state to where we bring in the least amount of in-state talent out of any school. And we in the SEC West, possibly the hardest division in college football. It's so many strikes against us that us as Hog fans don't think about. And I hate to say this stuff, y'all, but this is how the outside look at us. I talk to other fans and they like, man, what? Arkansas is booty juice. And it's bad, y'all. I hate to say everything that I'm saying, but like we are the coaching graveyard to other schools, and nobody wants to come to Arkansas where you're not gonna have no in-state talent, maybe 1 or 2 good players a year, and you're gonna have to try to steal from everybody else and hopefully get some people out of the transfer portal. So y'all just got to think about all that, man. I'm sorry. Hey, let me know in the comments if I'm crazy, y'all, but that's what I've heard.
You crazy, man. I'm gonna say it. Well, let me read these super chats, man. I had to log into the chat on my phone to get the super chats, man. So I got Lane New says short fields and no time of possession. He's talking about when we were talking about the defense. Travis Adar, man, thank you for the super chat, man. We appreciate it. Have you all forgotten all the points the offense and special teams have given up? Pick sixes, short fields, and punt returns. Hey, shout out to my boy G Holmes, man. He gives a $10 super chat. Says hit the like button. We only got 58, and it's over 100 in the stream. Show us some love. Absolutely, man. Show us some love, man.
Wait, we got hold on. We got 66. It's 130 people in this room. 130, and there's only 66 likes. What are we doing, folks? You clearly enjoying what we saying. Just hit the like button for us. That's all we're asking. It don't cost you a dime. Just hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? We just want to show us some love. You know, if you want to see more of this, man, hit the like button. Let's go.
So I got Fishman. I felt better earlier than I do right now because we competed, but then 5 straight losses set me into how I feel. Deezy Payne.
Yeah.
He feel you, Deezy. He feel you. Lay New, almost 40 years, football head coach, career killer. I don't know about that one, Deezy.
You know what's funny about that? What's funny about that is there's a little award called the Broyles Award that goes out to the top assistant coach in the nation. And that assistant coach
overrated.
Is normally looked at to be head coach at other places. I'm going to give you some names, and you tell me where they kind of made a name for themselves. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
As just a coach, we've got what's his name up there at in the pros, Pete Carroll.
USC.
Well, that's where he made a name for himself as a head coach. But where did he learn his craft?
What you mean?
You mean like who did he play on?
University of Arkansas under Lou Holtz.
Okay.
Oh, okay. You talking about initially? I was saying the USC is where he got popular.
And then let's look at Lane Kiffin. Now, Lane Kiffin was a little bitty baby, but his daddy, who was also a very good defensive coordinator in the NFL, most recently with Dallas before he retired, he was also a defensive coordinator for a little team in Fayetteville, Arkansas, under Lou Holtz. We've had Ken Hackfield. We've had a lot of successful coaches, but it's only recently that Arkansas has unfortunately become the graveyard for head coaches. And I don't know. I think there's a problem there, and I don't think it's necessarily in the coaches they're hiring. I think there's a problem in the good old boy system that's up there at the Hill. And it's you come to Arkansas, this is the playbook you're going to run, and this is the plays you're going to play. And if you don't play ball our way, then we're going to make life hard for you. I think that could seriously be something that's happening at the Hill and been happening. Because Lou Holtz was fired not because he was a bad coach, but because let's remember us old timers. Lou Holtz was fired from the University of Arkansas as head coach because he was getting attention and the athletic director was not.
Yep. Frank Rose didn't like that. Hey, hit the button, man. Let me read this super chat, man, from Boss Hog.
Yeah, I got
Appreciate
it. Remember, I can't hit the buttons because it's froze right now. But
okay.
I see it. I'm in the chat too, so I can see it on my phone. Boss Hog says DZ was right on everything he just said.
Yep, he was. I mean,
hey man, you and DZ, kill yourself. You weren't right. Arkansas. Arkansas is prime real estate, baby. That's a good job to get, man. It's a good job.
It would be a good job. It would be a great job because I mean, I don't think the consensus is going to be that Pitman will be fired, but this is, like DZ said, the first time since Chad Morris that we've been on a 5-game skid, and definitely on a year where we were slated on paperwork to be at the top of the SEC. Now, like granted, like OD said last week, hey man, the analysts said that we was going to be at the bottom of the SEC. They said that, and we kind of in our preseason stuff, man, we talked about that, man. Y'all ain't gonna be, blah blah. Hey man, we at the booty right now. It ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Who's last in the West? It is us. If you didn't know, that's who it is. So,
well, actually, next week we'll determine who the king of the basement is.
Hey man,
it ain't gonna be us, baby. It ain't gonna be us. I'm here to tell you, man. We winning next week, man. I'm telling y'all now. Hey, let me give a shout out to Parahog, man. Our very first ever super chat.
That's him.
Players want to play for Pitman. They have not gave up on him as they did Chad Morris.
How could you say that?
They ain't gave. They ain't. You can tell by how hard they played today. They have not gave up, bro. They want to win.
So if you're saying that the players are playing hard, then do you mean that we just don't have the caliber player that can compete at this level?
That's facts. We just don't have the guys. I mean,
I disagree.
Go ahead,
I think it's the
DJ.
coaching. It's coaching. It's not that we don't got the guys. It's the coaching. I'm telling y'all 1,000%. If we just had any type of offense this season, we would be such a different team in the record category. I'm telling y'all, I don't think it's the Jimmies and Joes. I think it's the X's and O's. Because look at our defense. Our defense came through with a new scheme this year, and they've been doing their thing. He said, pause. You paused me?
No,
he said bars. Bars.
I'm like, what'd I say? I was being careful.
But
yeah,
bars.
I think it's strictly scheme.
But okay, so I'm gonna read this super chat and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna ask you a question, DZ. Shout out to Lane New, man, for supporting us, man. We really appreciate you, boss. He says Ken Hatfield was the last coach to do well year over year. His last year was 89. I think he was just over 500. Yeah, I remember Ken Hatfield, man. I hate when they fired him because you're right. We did good pretty much every single year he was there. That's when we had QB4. We had QB4 out there doing his thing. Yeah,
you had Barry Foster. You had Barry. You had Barry Foster.
House.
You had
Rouse.
You had Rouse. You had who was number 30, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
You had Joe Dean Davenport. You had such players as Steve Atwater, Wayne. Oh, come on, Wayne Martin. Even going back to your Chicago Bears with what's his name? Michael
No, he didn't play for them.
Dan Hampton. That's him.
Dan Hampton. Okay, yeah. Yeah.
So Arkansas can get the players.
Mhm.
Let me tell you, and this is something else that's going to hurt. It's going to hurt a lot of Hog fans, okay? Because it hurt my feelings when I finally woke up to this fact. And this is going to get. This is where I put on the black hat, OD, and become the villain. Are you ready?
I'm ready, boss.
Arkansas does not belong in the Southeastern Conference. It never has, and it
Hey.
never will.
Come on, Tonka, kill yourself, man. You know what I'm saying? With a rusted nail. I want you to get a lockjaw right before you take your last breath.
Well, let's look at it. Let's look at it. Since Arkansas has been in the Southeastern Conference, we have been to 2 SEC championship games.
Mm.
And how many of those did we win?
No.
That would be 0. What happened both times we went there? We got skull drugged. And that was your boy Houston Nutt was the only Arkansas head coach to take us there. Now, let's say, what if Arkansas wasn't in the SEC? What if Arkansas was in the Big 12 or the ACC or somewhere like that? Arkansas would all of a sudden become a much more attractive place. Why? Because you don't have to face Sabin. You don't have to face LSU. You don't have to face Texas A&M. Now in the Big 12 next year, you won't have to face Oklahoma or Texas. Those schools are now very attractive schools to head coaches. But Arkansas and the SEC, no. Because flat out, guys, we don't belong.
I actually ain't gonna argue that point, but I will say this. And I'm gonna blend the two comments together here. Something Deezy said and something you just said. This is why we can't hire an old coach, because old coaches are scared. You hire somebody young who ain't scared to go up against the status quo and who's an innovator. Because if you got an innovator, it may just be the X's and O's and not the Jimmys and Joes.
Well, I mean, I agree with that too. But also, Tonka, like you just said, you didn't say people are afraid to go up against a great team like Alabama. You mentioned the coach.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So I'm feeling what you're saying, but I come from North Little Rock, man. I came from the bricks, and a name sometimes is, in the streets, the name sometimes means something, but you're gonna be scared of a team just because they got a particular coach. Even if you are, even if you're better, you know what I'm saying? I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? Because a coach ain't never played a down in his life against another player. So just because they have Nick Sabin is their coach, or whoever this other headliner coach is, I just said Nick Sabin because you said Nick Sabin. So
right,
why does it have to be a coach that we're scared of? You feel me?
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying, and
want me to answer that for you, Tonka?
Well, hang on. I'm going to start it off, and then I'm going to tag into my boy Deezy's going to come off the top rope with this awesome combo finishing move.
I got one for you. Let me know.
Hey, hold on. Just let me get y'all to hold on tight. Just one quick second here, man. I have to give a huge shout out to Susie Schwartz in the comments. She get us a $20 super chat. We thank you for your support. We appreciate you.
Thank you,
so
Susie.
much. And my boy Marquise Caston says our defense has more talent than our offense. Now that's a fact.
That's a fact.
That's a big fact. Hey, go ahead with your thought there, Tonka.
I was going to say this finishing move is known throughout the wrestling community as D's nuts. Okay, here it is.
Jesus.
Alabama wasn't anything before Nick Saban showed up.
That's true.
Alabama was in Arkansas's boat. They couldn't find the right head coach. The guys they would bring in, boy, they were great. And for a long time, Alabama was the graveyard for coaches. Just like recently Tennessee was until Josh Heupel. Okay? But it takes us today, okay, with kids today, it's all about brand. It's all about what do you bring me? What can you give me for what I give you? Right? At the end of the day, that's what recruiting is. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if I'm a name somebody, if I'm a Sabin, if I'm the guy down at LSU that I can't remember his name right now, the guy that has the family, you know that guy, the head coach of LSU. Come on, guys, help me out. Guy from Connecticut, head coach of LSU. Come on.
What are you talking about right now?
Kelly.
Oh, Brian Kelly.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah, Brian Kelly. Another name. These are brands. They're not just names. They're brands. Alabama was trash until Sabin came. Sabin is Alabama. As far as the kids go, Sabin is Alabama. Period. End of story. Urban Meyer was Florida. Then Urban Meyer was Ohio State. Because was Ohio State very good when Urban Meyer went there? No, not really. So yeah, your name actually carries a little bit of weight if you're successful.
True. I mean, I buy that for $1.50 because I have seen less and less fedoras being worn at Alabama since Nick Saban's went on this run. If you notice that, people ain't wearing the Bear Brand fedoras anymore.
Go ahead, DZ, out the top rope.
DZ is just zoned out today, but I got.
Nah, I had to count this up to make sure that this people's elbow hit how I needed to hit.
Okay.
So I don't know if I counted correctly, but I know I'm close. We have been in the SEC for, I believe, 32 years now. I believe this is our 32nd year in the Southeastern Conference.
Hey,
we have only out of 32 seasons.
Just a second, man. Just hang tight with me.
We got you, Box. I'm gonna make it quick. Out of 32 seasons, we only have 15 or 16 seasons with the winning record.
So 50 less than 500 or over 500?
Less than 500, I think, according to my calculations. I'm gonna double check after the show, but we are under 500 in winning seasons. That's just 7 and 6. Like, yeah,
under 500 is what you're saying.
Disgusting. And we dominated the Southwest Conference.
Now, let me tell you something else. This is where I come off the other top rope real quick. Here it is. Go ahead.
Well, I got somebody that's been hanging on the line here for a minute. I got to bring him on. So go ahead and make your point, and I'm gonna bring my guy on here for.
All right. So the point is, Arkansas is the birthplace of Bear Bryant. Arkansas is where Gus Malzahn is from. Arkansas is where Coach Dewinski, the guy up there at Missouri, is from. Arkansas produces great head coaches as a state.
Jimmy Johnson.
It's always made me wonder why they've never looked at home to hire.
That's a good thought. Because Barry Lunny, somebody texted me and said Barry Lunny wanted the job, but the brass up there didn't want Barry Lunny to be the coach.
They didn't want him.
Because he didn't have enough head coach experience, and they told the same thing to Prime, and then they went out and hired Sam Pitman.
Right. So I don't understand. But Mama, there goes that man's on the back line. Talk to us, Box.
That's one of my boy E Beezy.
Hey, I got a question for Tonka.
Okay.
Fire when
ready.
ready.
Tonka Todd.
I hear you, brother.
I usually agree with you. But I got one question for you. How many teams in SEC?
This year 14, next year 16. Is that right? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, 14.
I ain't worried about next year. So it's 14 teams. How many teams have won that championship?
3.
Out of the Southeastern Conference or total?
Georgia,
Out of the Southeastern Conference.
Georgia,
LSU,
Alabama, and
and
Florida.
Alabama.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Georgia,
Florida.
Alabama,
So how many teams?
Auburn,
How many teams?
Tennessee's
How
one.
many teams that?
Tennessee.
How many teams did that leave? How many teams Tonka did that leave left?
Well, let's see. We start out with 14. We take away Georgia,
10.
Bama, Tennessee,
At least
Auburn,
10.
Florida.
LSU, Auburn,
LSU.
Florida. So that's what, 7? So that leaves 7 teams?
17.
So you saying Arkansas don't deserve to be in the Southeast Conference? That means you saying 17 don't deserve to be in the Southeast Conference?
No, but I'm saying those others, there's only one other team. It was actually 2 other teams that I would say honestly don't belong in the Southeastern Conference, and that is Vanderbilt and Missouri.
How many teams been in the Big Ten? How many teams? How many teams have won championships in Big Ten? How many teams have won championships in Big Ten?
2.
You got Michigan. Well, it depends on how far back you want to go with Big Ten, because you had.
Well, what I'm really
still
saying.
got,
So you mean every team that ain't won a championship don't deserve to be in the Big Ten?
well, it's not about
Championship don't
winning a
mean you don't deserve.
championship. It's not about winning a championship.
about?
It's about being competitive. Because if you're competitive,
every year.
if you're competitive, then you have a shot at going to the championship and winning a conference championship and possibly making the playoffs, or at least a good bowl game.
But Alabama won competitive to Sabin came.
Right.
It ain't never been competitive. South Carolina ain't hardly ever been competitive to the recent years. The state ain't competitive every year. So what is your point about Arkansas not being supposed to be in the SEC? It don't make no
We've
sense.
been competitive 3 out of the 32 years, if we're being realistic.
No, I disagree with that. 3 out of 32.
Competitive, I'm talking about as far as a real chance in ranked in the top 5.
So me and Box don't normally agree, but I actually agree with what he's saying right now. He's making a strong point that not every team is competitive every year, and the majority of the teams in every conference are not that good. They are always at the bottom because in the Big Ten is always Ohio State or Michigan. Sometimes Penn State may sneak in there. Wisconsin maybe, but Michigan State maybe, but they've never won consistently in football. They've never actually won a national championship. None of those. I don't know about Penn State. I'm sure they definitely have. But Wisconsin, Michigan State, Indiana, all those teams, they ain't winning in football.
Well, Michigan State was until recently.
Right. But
check this out, Tonka. We was in the Southeastern Conference for years, and we only won one title.
Now, Camo Game makes a real good point in the comments, and I wish I could highlight his comment. He said, we only speak in football because in basketball, we belong anywhere.
Fact.
Right.
We belong anywhere.
Baseball as well.
Yeah. Exactly. So we belong in the SEC as a institution, as a college. The football program may not be SEC caliber, but in basketball, in every other sport, track and field, baseball, basketball, we're the cream of the crop. Mm-hmm. We run it. I mean, basketball is us and Kentucky. Well, Kentucky and us, however you want to say that. But we belong. But we just can't find the right coach for football. That's all it is.
They ain't one track and field program that's better than ours.
Say it again.
Hey, see how they move the goalpost, Tonka Tide. You see that?
Well, actually, no. They're saying, and right there, he's saying the same thing I've been saying, and that is, if Arkansas was in the Big 12, we wouldn't be having any of these problems.
Hey, if we
We
was in
ain't got but
any other
one problem.
conference, we'll be the most legendary school ever with all our sports.
That's right.
Hey man, I just want to stop just for a second, man, and have everybody just have a moment of silence because OD and Lavelle Hill have agreed on something.
Hey
They,
man,
they,
as my
they
mama
on
used
the
to, hey, as my mama used to say, man, a hit dog will holler. So
hey man, hey, they done came together, man. That's awesome. I ain't heard that ever. They done
Hey,
agreed
that's
on
what
something.
losing do.
No, it's bringing them together.
oh man, y'all boys wild.
Losing, losing unite.
I know. I'm telling you, they on the same page, bro. This is a beautiful day. You know, we lost today, but guess what, man? We don't cross some bridges.
We lost, but we won.
Hey, G Holmes.
What's up?
We might finna be off the same page because I got something else to say.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Hey, no KJ disrespect today. KJ did his thing, man. Leave him alone. You want to talk about put Chris Well in the game?
Hey,
Chris Well would have got beat down.
KJ, check this out, OD. Check this out, OD. KJ had 2 drives the whole game.
See what I'm saying? Why can't we just get along, Rodney King?
OD.
Hey, OD. KJ had 2 drives the whole game, and one of them he underthrew Washington for a touchdown.
Yeah, he did.
That's facts.
That's facts. I ain't gonna even sit there and deny that he did. But
so did KJ have 2 games, or he had 2 good drives?
Hey man, he had a good game. He had a good half.
Because if KJ had half the half, if he had did half what he did in the second half, in the first half, we win this game going away. We have 4 of the other games. The game in the first half because we left points out the board.
I honestly think that those guys on the other side of the sideline knew that they could beat us and they took their foot off the gas. Because man, when they came out in the second half, if you go back and watch that game, they started running the ball on us and it was nothing that we could do. We couldn't stop them. We could not stop them from running the ball. And I really think if they wanted to impose their will on us, they probably could have. And if you look, you hear what Sabin said at the end of the game. He said, I just wish my guys would put 4 quarters together. He said, we basically took our foot off their neck, is basically what he said.
What about if we put 4 quarters together?
We struggling. We struggling to even do the basics right. I mean, we struggling with personnel, Box. We struggling with getting the right personnel in the game.
First half. We struggle in the first half.
Hey, Box, you got to admit, if we going to blame this game on anybody, we got to say it was DeBinion. DeBinion lost us this game.
Mm-hmm.
I wish AJ had been playing the whole game.
Hey, I got to read this super chat. Travis Adar says we need to give some love to the women's sports, softball, volleyball, soccer, gymnastics, track is rolling, top 25, all of them. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. Shout out.
Give them some love.
Yeah. The only problem with women's sports is no one goes to it unless your daughter's playing.
Yeah, nobody watches
you know
it.
What I'm saying? Nobody watches it unless it's your daughter. I hate to say that, but that's the hard facts, man. But we appreciate what they do. It don't bring in much money. We're relying on these sorry football guys to bring in the money for the university. But shout out to the women for representing us. We appreciate it.
Well,
and I'm gonna leave. This right here goes OD though, because he been talking crazy today. So I got to get him.
Man, quit. Hey man, won't you quit picking on him, man?
Hey, me and DZ good for the day. Me and him finna be homeboys.
What OD, more do you want from me?
Today.
That's my dog.
Today, boy, and I'm gonna tell you. I want to ask. We blame Enos. Everything. Her OD say KD missed slants, missed plays. If KJ didn't miss them plays, if KJ execute like he's supposed to, like he did in the second half, we're not talking about Enos. You can't have it both ways. You can't have the quarterback missing and still the offensive coordinator fault.
Hey man, just
We
agree with
have
him.
too long scoring. We can't have you have too long scoring drives. It's the fault.
You right.
3 years we for 3 years, and everything goes right. KJ is the man. Everything goes right. It's everybody else. Y'all know why Browns left? Because he can implement his whole offense with a smarter quarterback. KJ. Only implement so much.
Hey man. Hey, Box, you right, bro. You know I got your back. You know you my dog, right? You know that. I ride
You know what I
with
said
you.
last time? If I
What's that?
ain't right, just say I'm wrong.
I ain't gonna argue. I'm not arguing with you.
Well, I actually have a question.
Continue to blame Enos. Go ahead.
I actually have a question.
Me and DZ gonna touch. Hey, me and DZ gonna touch you again, Tony. Come on.
All right, so here it is. We're going to pretend you're the head coach, and you've got the staff you have now. What are you going to change personnel wise to win out to go 7-5 and make OD happy?
Nobody but Chris will, because he's not gonna miss them slants. He's not gonna throw. He's not gonna kill a wide receiver going across an open wide receiver going across the middle. He's gonna look over and call an audible like they said Melrose did today. Melrose, he looking over to the sideline, change the play. When last time they said it about KJ? He's gonna get us out of a bad play into a good play. He's gonna not underthrow a open player so a defensive player can catch up. That's a start.
Okay.
If he got a head full of steam, on a 3rd and 1, like KJ did again today, he's not going to come up 1 yard short. He's in that drive. He'll the drive because he's scared to get hit and come up 1 yard short. And go and run to the sideline shaking his head like everybody else did something wrong. So, yeah, I will start with the quarterback, because the quarterback, regardless of what you practice, the quarterback runs the offense during the game. The quarterback that dictates whether you win or lose a game. The quarterback is going to direct you down on when you down 24-21 to win a game on the last scoring drive against Alabama when they right for the taking.
Yep.
Okay.
Right for the taking today.
Well, hey, Box, man, we appreciate you tapping in with us, man. I got somebody else that want to get on the show, so. Hey, man, thanks for calling in. Hopefully we get our software fixed and we can get you back on.
I know you hate me anyway, but I still love you.
No, baby, I got love for you, baby. I got love for you. All right, now, have a good one.
All
right, man.
That's my dog right there, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Box is funny, man. I'm gonna bring somebody else here on the line that wants to get on. We reaching out to him right now.
Man, it's just a sad day, man.
So right now, man, we got John Walden on the line, man. How you doing tonight?
What up, John?
Man, I'm doing good. How you guys doing?
We good, man. We got a Bama fan on the line with us right now. He said he likes what we doing. He wanted to come on the pod, so we had to get him on, man.
What up, brother?
Yeah, I ain't nothing to it. Hey, I ride with the Tuscaloosa News too, so I've covered Arkansas a lot. Like when they come here, I think one of the biggest things and I know you guys are Arkansas fans, but what I'll tell you is this: just remember that I can't remember the last gentleman's name. I think it's Tonk or whatever. I can't remember his name yet, but because I just started listening to you about 2 weeks ago. And when he said Arkansas doesn't belong in the SEC, which I respect that opinion, But what I'll tell you is this. Every team in the SEC, top to bottom, if you go back probably 20 years, they would outshine, the bottom would outshine anybody, whether we're talking the Pac-12 or the 12, Big 12, Pac-12, 10, all across the board. You're going to go through cycles. Alabama's going through a cycle now, and that doesn't mean just because you win or lose by 2 or 3 points. And I believe Sam Pitman said today that it doesn't matter. You know, they were scheduled to lose by 18 points, and they lost by 3. It's still a loss. Now, Alabama was supposed to win by 19.5 points or 18.5, depending on which line you looked at. But if you get to a point, and you may need another coach, you may not need another coach, but one of the biggest things is recruiting and developing a player. And I'm telling you, Arkansas is not as bad as you think they are, and Alabama is not as bad as you think they are. Those are two teams that you could probably set on the field with about 80% of people playing right now, and they would win. And it's just so unfortunate that we beat up on each other during the season that it don't look so good in week 7.
It looks horrible.
I mean, and that's
You wanna
the
know?
truth. Well,
Yeah.
it does look horrible, and DZ, I knew when you was coming off the top rope, I was laughing at that because you wanted to co-sign. But what I would tell you is this: think about this. Alabama was up 26. I believe it was 6 at the time.
Yeah, 24-6.
Mm-hmm. I believe it was. Yeah, it was third quarter. Now you tell me if you've seen Arkansas quit or fight back.
They was fighting.
They definitely fought back against
They
the
were
worst
fighting.
Alabama team in the last 10 to 15 years.
But see, here's the question I'll ask you: are we playing the last 15, or are we playing this year? Because
right. We playing
if you
this
keep
year.
comparing teams to each, right? And see, that's the thing that Nick Sabin said tonight. He said, "Look, you can compare us all you want to, and you can compare Arkansas. If you go back to the last 4 times, or all the times that Sam Pittman's been there, what's the biggest point spread that we've beat them by? And we've won a national championship in one of those years.
You're right. We have had some really good games.
Right. So what I'm saying is this is a positive sign for Arkansas because they're not ready to quit. They don't want to quit. I believe they want to play for Sam Pittman because if I had a season like that and I thought it was going down the drain, I'd probably quit. I wouldn't play for him. But that's not what I seen from Mr.
I got one question for you then to counteract that. So from the outside looking in, especially watching this game today, what do you think the glaring problem is? Is it that we don't have talent, or is it a coaching thing? Maybe it's a coordinator thing, not a Pittman thing.
I think.
But what do you think?
When I write tomorrow, it is going to be about your position coaches, and that does fall on your head coach. Because I've seen different areas in the offensive line today and in the defensive line, to be honest with you, that I believe once that turnover happened or the penalty happened in the third quarter and they went down and scored, it was a fight on them. I don't think it had anything to do with the coaching. I mean, your play calling was horrendous because if I was the head coach and I coached high school football before I got into writing, I would never call some of them plays. But
Facts.
The thing is you're also on the road. You can't be. Yeah, you can't be on the road though. But see, here's the problem that he had to call some of them plays because deep down in the last part of the third quarter to the early part of the fourth quarter, you were always pinned up inside the 20. You can't drop back and just sit there because Alabama's gonna pin their ears on. Nick Sabin knows that, and I can guarantee you, I've seen a. Go ahead.
No, I'm just listening. I'm just agreeing with you.
Oh yeah. Because I'm gonna tell you, if if that last drive, if that sack hadn't happened and say they were about on the 30 or 35, you probably would have seen a different play calling. I would suggest, because from the last of the third quarter to about mid to late fourth quarter, it seemed like Enos was not calling them plays. Somebody else was. And
yeah, I don't know what
if he
was happening.
or not, but when it got deep down, I seen Enos' foot stamp on that. And I believe it's position coaches. I believe it's and I don't know what your recruiting class looks like. I'm going to dig that up tomorrow, because when I write my column, I'm going to look at it and I'm going to do it objectively. I'm going to tell you this. I wouldn't want to go to Arkansas tomorrow and play this game again. Not with this Alabama team.
Hey,
because I think
you can join our Discord. I got all of our recruits in the Discord, so you ain't got to go searching for them. They all in the Discord. Okay. So every last one of them for next year, they already there.
Well, I hope none of them's in the transfer portal.
Hey,
because we do too.
That's what scares me with a lot of teams, and because I'm gonna tell you, Alabama, and what I wrote last week, I said, if Alabama wins by 1, I got on somebody the other day. They said, well, we supposed to win by this. I said, if they win by 1 point for the rest of this season, they will be national champions. I said, you've got to look at it with the teams that you've got. We don't have 2009 team. We don't have the 2012 team. We don't have the 15 and 16 team. We don't have the 18 team. We don't have the 2020 team. I said, but we are working, or they are working with what they've got. And they are getting better in some areas and digressing in some. And the defense keeps them up on some games, and offense keeps them up on some games.
You ain't have to flex on us with all them good years like that. You ain't have to do that.
No.
But you ain't. And you know something, and man, and this is something else too. I don't really think that Arkansas and Alabama. I don't know, man. I'm just really. I'm just so. I hate that we lost by only 3 points, because people are always saying, "Oh man, it was it was a close game here, it was a close game there," and like you said, if you only have to win by 1. And I can tell you something. We were listening to some of the podcasts for Alabama this past week, and they were saying that this team, and this is, so I guess some people that cover the game pretty regularly and do some stuff about the team. They were saying, what was the worst score at OD? 45-0.
Yeah, it was a lot of talk on there. I can't remember I just remember a couple people on I think it was the Bama Standard. They shout out to them, man. They got a really good podcast, man. I like
good
that.
show.
They was like, one guy was like 27-0. I don't think they're gonna score.
Yeah, they were saying that we weren't even gonna score. No. You see what I'm saying? So that's the consensus. That's where people think that that Alabama team is. But we've been saying that this Alabama team that we played today is a vulnerable team. We believe that. You know what I'm saying?
And I think
if you were ever going to get Bama, this was the year to get Bama.
Right.
That's exactly what we said.
Yeah. And
but I'll tell you this: Alabama has survived. Alabama survived, and I'm going to tell you, if you look at the rest of their season, all their tough games are going to be at home. Now you know how home cooking goes. I've been to most of the games. If it gets into a tight. Hey, I'm just telling you, it's just the way it is. But, they'll probably be out. Tennessee and their horrible dumpster fire today playing Texas A&M. Both of them, you could kill both of them teams with a 1 bullet. And you're going to have – and I'm just telling you. But
man,
and then you got
to get his name, OD.
Yeah, I got his name. Yeah, I like him. Hey, we got somebody. We got somebody that want to reply to something you said with a super chat. Shout out to Mr. TW, man.
Okay, go ahead.
We appreciate the love in the super chat. He says, if I were a Bama fan, I'd be talking like him too.
Yeah, I mean,
Hey, I appreciate it, brother. I don't even know your name, but maybe one day we can get a drink. But because I needed one today, and but I'm gonna tell you, here's the dumpster fire that's gonna happen, and you may agree with it, you may not agree with it, but I'm telling you what's gonna happen. Alabama's gonna win out, and Georgia, they don't look like a princess at the prom either. They were very vulnerable. And I watched them play Vanderbilt today, and if Vanderbilt had anybody that had a fight that could get out of a wet paper sack, they would have played them to the end. But they just quit after they got that turnover. It should have been 14-0 to start the game. They got the turnover on the 15 or 17 yard line, whatever it was. But you know what? Somebody sneezed and they got scared. So whatever. And Georgia ends up winning. But I'm telling you, it's going to end. Alabama will win the West, and then they will probably end up. It'll be a back and forth with Georgia, depending on if what's his name is going to be back. He had an injury today, it's an ankle injury.
Brock Bowers.
Yeah, Bowers. I call him Brick Bowers because that's about what he's shaped like. But if he's not back, they're going to be in trouble, and they may be in trouble in the next couple of games. But that'll be whatever. They're going to be on the road. But if Alabama wins out and say they beat Georgia, they're going to end up in the playoffs, and we are going to get embarrassed with a capital E. So I'm just telling you straight like it is. I ain't trying to pump up, nobody's head. I'm a big Bama fan, but I'm just telling you, I've covered these for a long time. And I'm telling you, they're not as bad as they are. And everybody in the SEC right now, Bama ain't this and Bama. Well, no, you know what? No, they're not. I don't know why we always keep trying to compare them to the 55. What I know you a Bears fan.
Yeah.
Somebody over there is a Bears fan.
That's me.
When's the last time they won the Super Bowl?
85.
85. No, that's not true. The last time we went to the Super Bowl was 2000.
He said one.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Well, I don't care. We not the 85 Bears or whenever else they won. I don't watch the NFL. I just do strictly college. But I'm just telling. I just kind of pick on and kind of peek and see what the Alabama boys and SEC players are doing in the NFL. I mean, I don't care if Kansas City wins or Tampa Bay. But I'll just tell you this. Arkansas is not as bad as you think they are. And when I look at Nick Saban's face when he's doing press conferences and stuff, he was really worried today. And he co-signs. He knows what Sam Pittman is. And I think y'all have a gift. I think there needs to be some changes done at the lower level in position players. Because, for one, there's 2 or 3 of them guys on the line that have no physicality. And if you're going to play somebody, now Alabama's not a complete team, but they got some dogs over there. And they will hurt your feelings.
Yeah.
And so did Arkansas. They hurt our feelings. Call Jalen Milroe and ask him. Because, I mean, the front of his jersey was clean. The back of it was green as that dang grass was. And I'm just telling you, y'all just don't give up on Sam Pittman. I'm telling you, he may not, I know he's never been a head coach, so he's kind of still learning on the job. And he's too nice in the press conferences. He needs to cuss a few of them out every now and then. And, everybody just, this ain't no. Look at Nick Saban. When's the last time you seen him smile in the press? Well, he did a couple times. He did tonight, and I know why he smiled tonight, because he got away with one. He got away with capital murder. He ain't gonna stand trial, get charged, indicted, or nothing. And I'd smile too.
Yeah.
But y'all just hang in there, and then it may come in, because I'm telling you, even when we won the national championship. I think we beat y'all by 7 or maybe 8, whatever it was. That was a 20 season.
Why you talking about old stuff?
And we had. Well, I'm just saying. Look, but y'all still in the same boat.
Hey man, we don't got time for this reminiscing what you did back in the day, man. I love you, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate
No,
what you're
I'm just-
saying, man. Get off my phone.
Hey, I don't know about y'all, but when he said
Get off-
hang in there, that
Hang
made
in
me
there.
so
I'm
mad.
done. Man, get off my phone,
Hey.
man. We'll call you later,
Hey.
man. We appreciate
Hey,
you.
we gonna be gracious. We gonna be
Hey, I was
gracious to
gonna
our
say, though,
guests, man. John, we thank you for tapping in with us, man. You welcome back anytime, man. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
sir, man. It's
Well, I was
all
going to tell
love,
you
baby.
one thing before I go.
Okay.
One thing before I go. One of the coaches that y'all need to think about, I was listening to y'all talk about this young blood coming in and taking over. I know Auburn don't look good, but look, Cadillac Williams in about 2 or 3 years after he gets this experience, he can get players to play for him and he can recruit. They will go to him. And he's at Auburn. He's the associate head coach right now.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to be looking for a job here pretty soon. But y'all need to keep that in mind, because I'm telling you, he'll get players that'll play for him, and he'll be able to get the experience he needs in the next 2 or 3 years. And I'm telling you, that should be the next coach over there. When Nick Sabin, when he passes away, I don't know, maybe next year, it could be 10 years from now. I wouldn't mind him coming over. But anyways, I appreciate y'all letting me get on. And
Yes, sir, man. We
y'all.
appreciate you.
And
Yeah, thanks a lot, man. We appreciate you for tapping in.
all right, man. We'll holler at y'all later.
All right, have a good one, man.
All right, man.
All right. No.
Woo pig suey, you roll tide sucker. Woo pig suey.
Hey, shout out to Lane New, man. He says, has Alabama had a full month on the road ever? Hey, I don't know. We can't speak
Man,
on
Arkansas probably is the only team that's ever done that.
Yeah. So yeah, man, it's the crazy part, man. I've been tinkering with trying to fix this software all night, and the crazy part is I think all these freaking monitors that I got going on is really causing my problem. Because I'm like,
don't tell everybody that, man. We're gonna fire our engineer.
Hey, man. I
Hey,
got
man,
to simplify my
hey,
life, man. I'm gonna simplify my life, man.
Sometimes you got to keep stuff in house.
Hey, man, we family. This the barbershop. Ain't nothing a secret at the barbershop, man. Everybody talk, they talk.
OD's that one old man at the barbershop talking about, look at this rash. Does that look bad to you?
No, right? Is this contagious?
Hey, I'm gonna say this though, because I've been holding the hog pen back all night because I've been my software ain't work right. I want anybody who want to come up and kick it with us, man. Please do so right now. You can come on. Lane says
right
that was a question for the fanatic. Oh, my bad, Lane. I was just trying to let him say his piece, man. But I want anybody who want to come up and say what they got to say about these hogs, man. We're gonna rock out with you guys for the next. Depends on who want to tap in.
Well, here go the deal, because OD right now is troubleshooting. That's what that is. I'm gonna tell y'all what he's doing. He troubleshooting.
Hey, man, y'all got we getting it out the mud, Mr. TW.
Yeah.
I already know you want to come up and kick it with us, man. Tap in. There go the link is in the comments, because I was about to say description. I was about to say it too.
Hey man, y'all tap in, man. Let OD do a little bit of troubleshooting right quick, man.
Nah, man, we still talking about these hogs, man. I think I may have fixed my own issue while everybody was sitting here talking. That's why I've been kind of quiet, letting everybody rock out, man. So if you want to come up and kick it with us, man, they go to the link is in the description. Now I can bring up people comments again. Man, we back running. I'm froze over here on this one, but I don't know it's working over here on this other monitor. But Hunter should never let that happen again. What's that? We want to feel what's that?
Hey, shout out to Taiwan Porter. I think that's my cousin. I don't know. My daddy's side get a little tricky.
This guy.
Papa was a rolling stone. Wherever he laid his hat was his home.
Hey, man, y'all boys don't lose y'all day job.
Hey, man, he got a cousin. He got a cousin. He don't know that is his cousin. You know what I'm talking about? A brother that don't know is his brother.
This guy. Oh, man. So, man, don't nobody want to tap in, man? I guess. Okay.
Man, don't nobody want to tap in. Forget what they talking about, man. As long as let me check these likes right quick, man.
Man, hey, shout out to everybody who liked this video, man. We got over 100 likes in here. I can actually talk that now. Shout out to everybody, man. We got 122 people still kicking it with us. We got
Man,
108
we appreciate
likes. Man, thank you guys for the support, man. That's awesome.
We appreciate
Tonka,
you.
we got to come back to Tonka, man. Tonka. Now I can see your
Yes, sir.
face, man, because I ain't been able to see your face all night, man. So I really couldn't. I feel like I couldn't connect with you, man.
Right.
Oh,
Talk
that
off
joint,
that juice.
it's working. What I got for yes, sir. What the Woo
Hey,
Pig
man.
podcast?
Hey,
We
hold
back,
on.
baby.
Hey, Tonka, that's a fresh shave you got on the dome, ain't it?
Oh yeah.
I knew it, man. The Tonka looking glistening.
Hey, I got a question for Tonka first, and the same question gonna go to Lane.
What
All
up,
right.
Lane?
Our boy Lane. What it do,
Our
Lane?
boy Lane in the
Oh,
building.
not
up,
much,
Lane?
guys. Sorry about last week, and my phone died at the end of the podcast. By the time I got back on, y'all were getting off.
That's all good, bro.
It's all good. It's all good. So Tonka and Lane, do you see any scenario where we win at least four out of these next 5 games?
No.
How many can we win in your estimation, Tonka?
2.
2. FIU and who else?
Hell State, Mississippi State. That's the only 2 games right now that I have any kind of confidence that the offense will win the day.
So our defense is not good enough to hold Auburn, Florida, and Missouri to under 30 points, and our offense get 30.
I don't think our offense can get 30 against those teams. Because, see, it's not about what the defense can do against their offense. It's about what our offense can do against their defense. You always have to look at the weakest link first, and that obviously is the offense. And you can't expect the defense to continually keep going out on the field after 3 and out and 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 3 and out by the offense, steadily putting you in worse and worse and worse field position. I'm telling you that wears on the coaches and that wears on the players. And there's just the offense just doesn't match up. Great with everybody in the SEC. Our offense is straight flaming dumpster juice. Just it's on fire.
What say you, Lane?
Is it possible? Yes. Is it likely? No. The road to get there would be Mississippi State, Auburn, FIU. I could see us beating Florida because our defense is good enough to do so. If our offense comes and plays like they did in the second half today, we can score points. I'm also more confident that Florida will turn the ball over at least once, if not twice. I don't think that we will beat Missouri. I really don't. They're pretty good. This was probably the 3rd game that I've watched. They're pretty daggone good this year. Got to hand it to them. But I'm going to stick with what I said last week, and I think we're probably going to finish 5-7, to be quite honest.
5-7. Ugh, man. I don't like. Hold on. I got to bring my people back. Don't everybody stay on. Stay on. We got
I'd
a
be
little
happy with
situation.
5-7 at this point.
Man, I don't know about that. I'm telling
And
you.
I
man,
don't
we
mean happy
going
like
7-5.
happy. I mean like what? 5-7? I ain't see that coming.
Man, we got Mr. TW in the building, man. TW, talk to us. Will we win? Will we win out? Will we go 7-5 this year?
I'm a Hog fan. We'll win the Natty 7-5. That's my heart talking. But my brain says we only got 1 win left on the schedule.
Ooh, man, y'all hurting my heart, man.
We got 1 win left on the schedule. And if they show up and they have a little bit of dog in them, we may not even have that win. Because I will tell you this. We are the most schizophrenic, bipolar, manic depressive
Mm,
football team
mm,
in Power Five. Hey,
mm.
did y'all see KJ show up in the second half? The KJ we've known.
Yep.
Yeah, we saw him.
Wasn't that amazing?
It was nice to see.
It
Mm-hmm.
was.
And then what about the I think the first half of the first quarter, our offense looked good. It was scripted. It was a little bit of tempo, and I thought it looked decent. I don't think it was great. Um, but guys, look, I don't care what talent you got. You can't play above coaching. Can't do it.
Yeah, you won't get any arguments with me on that. So are you saying if we go anything less than 6-6, we should fire Sam Pittman?
Here's where I'm at on that. Like I said in the last show, my grandpa taught me something I found out to be gospel truth. Sometimes the devil you know is better than the devil you don't know.
That's a fact.
And there is no guarantee that the next guy can come in and right the ship unless you go get a guy that's proven to have done it in the SEC. I don't care if they've done it in Big 12. I don't care if they've done it in the Pac-10 or 12 or whatever they are, or the ACC. This is the SEC. It is unlike anything else. So you are rolling the dice on virtually everybody you get except Hugh Freeze. And we didn't take him. Who are you going to bring in? Now, I will say this. I wouldn't flinch at Dan Mullen because he did it at Mississippi State with a whole lot less talent. Now, he whiffed in Florida, but I think he just got there and got lazy. Do I want Dan Mullen? No. I don't know. I don't, guys, I don't know. I mean, that take so hot, he ran out of the room. I don't know. But so this is what I'm saying. If he fires Enos, I think maybe give him one more year. If he's going to stick with Enos and it's anything less than winning out the next 5 games, hey, goodbye.
Man, that's a dumpster fire what you talking about, though.
Yeah.
Man, it's
we
going to
lose
take
out.
more than firing. It's going to take more than getting rid of Enos to fix that offense.
Yeah.
I'm
right.
disappointed in Kenny Guyton. The receivers have not been. This is the worst we've seen receiving core under under the Pitman tenure.
But
the receivers have not been that great.
Well,
T-Dub, you gotta take this into account too. You have to take into account that the offensive line isn't blocking good enough for him to have the time for the receivers to get the separation. So if you're trying to make a read and the offensive line isn't holding that 3 seconds that they need to hold, and your wide receiver can't, it's not even time for him to make his cut. So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's kind of counterintuitive. So they're really not. I mean, it's hard for me to just down any aspect of it because it's collectively bad. If that makes sense.
No, I agree. And then they did something today that we've been screaming, at least I have, for weeks. Where is Isaiah Centania?
Hey, he still ain't being used. And I want to make this point. I'm glad you brought that up, Mr. TW. They don't have the right personnel groupings on the field to run certain plays. They got Tesla out there running the bubble screen when he's not that fast. If you put a fast guy, you put Centania or Jaden Wilson in that spot to run the bubble screen. I would love to see number 14, who we have not seen all year, Stevens. Where is he? Why
Bryce
is
Stevens
he not
is fast? Why
he ain't out there? You've tried all these other guys. Man, put somebody else out there. Stevens was super fast. Why he not playing? And I'm just like right now.
He'll be at Oregon next year.
And he'll probably have a 2,000-yard season and go to the NFL.
Exactly. Have a stellar year.
Well, let me ask you, gentlemen, this. I can't. If I don't laugh, I'm going to cry. Rashad Dominion had how many carries?
Way too
14.
18?
many.
14,
Bingo.
averaging 1 point something yards per carry.
1.9
AJ had how
for
many?
26. AJ
6.
had 4.
No, yeah,
No, he had
4,
6.
and
6.
he had 6, and he's
AJ had
averaging
6 for
7, and he
44
averaged
yards.
7.3 yards per carry.
Yep.
Now, I'm not a rocket scientist, and but it seems to me like you give the ball to the horse that's running the best.
That's why I said they ain't got the right personnel groupings out there. They don't.
Mhm.
I don't
And
know what they're doing.
that's on the OC. That's on the OC.
Yeah.
I still cannot believe any of those 5 linemen are better than a Marion Harris. I cannot wrap my mind around that.
Yeah.
No lies
I s-
detected.
I said it earlier. Nobody wants to put an entire game on one player. I know, but in my opinion, the Binion was the weak spot of the entire team today.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And he trips every game. Have y'all noticed
Yeah.
that? At least one play, he will slip at least one play every game.
And then he slammed
And-
the ball on the ground like the ground ain't the problem. It's your feet, bro. You need to get on the ladder. What are you doing? Oh my God, the Binion. They should bench him and put number 23 in the game. You see, Sabin runs his freshman. The freshman out there
Yep.
running the ball. LSU runs their freshman.
Augustave.
Yeah, Arkansas don't run their freshmen. They want to sit there and stash them back and not play them. I hate that. Play those guys, man. They 4 and 5 star recruits for a reason. Play them.
Broden's got butter fingers and Dominions got butter toes.
Man, that was a huge drop at the beginning of the game
Yeah.
by Broden.
Yeah.
We didn't see him again, and we shouldn't have seen him again because that was a huge drop in that first drive. And the ball hit him dead in the hands, and you just drop it. You got to
do it
make
every
them plays
game.
when you lose. Yeah, you got to make them plays when you're losing. Him and Jaden Wilson, them boys will drop the ball in a minute, man. So,
Well, let me ask you guys this. Last week I asked, what would you if you had anything to ask Pitman? Let me ask you this now: if things are still going like it did under Chad Morris, and I think there's no reason for me to believe it ain't. Hunter Yurachek meets with the head football coach every Sunday. He sits down and they evaluate. Now, from my understanding, even Sam said that a couple of years ago. They meet on Sundays.
Mm-hmm.
What are you looking across the table tomorrow and saying to Sam or asking Sam? What each one of you? I mean, what would, if you're a Hunter Yurachek, what are you saying?
Honestly, I'm
we're gonna play
saying, so
around the
how's
horn.
the search coming? I'm saying, how's the search coming on the new offensive coordinator and new offensive line coach for next year? That's the first question I'd ask.
Lane, you take the next one. We're gonna play around the horn with this one.
If I'm Yurachek or if I'm
Mhm.
Sam Pittman, I'm sorry, I missed that little part.
If you're Yurachek, what question are you asking Sam when you meet with him tomorrow?
Oh, probably the same answer that was given just a second ago. Like, what are we doing about next year's offensive coordinator? Do you have a list put together? Yada yada yada.
If I'm here, Hunter, I'm looking at him dead in his face. I'm just like, hey man, I brought your contract here. This is how much we owe you if you don't win. You better win, or I will replace you. Because we can spread however much we owe you over the next 10 years. We owe you $15 million. We'll pay you 1.5, just like they did Bobby Bonilla with the Mets. We'll pay you over the next 10 years, buddy. But we're gonna get rid of you if you don't win. So I suggest you fix it this year because we're not waiting for next year. That's me as Hunter Yurachek, which is why I'm probably not an executive. DZ?
Yeah, man. I gotta say something similar to what you said, OD. I can't even ask about next season. I'm gonna say, look, man, ticket sales is how we win or pay for the rest of the sports. What is your plan for the rest of the year to bring fans into this into our stadiums. We need something. If a team, we need something. That's all I'm saying. I ain't even gonna go too deep into it. How do you plan to win this next stretch of home games?
G?
Bro, you know me. If I'm 100-year check, man, I'm asking him, hey man, is the forwarding address correct? That's what is the forwarding address correct? Thank you very much. Hey man, we appreciate everything that you've done for us, man. But you know, the old adage, man, we're gonna go in a different direction.
Yeah. All right, so for this last little thing we gonna do, we gonna play around the horn with the 6 people we got on the screen. We're gonna start with G.
Don't stop. Why you always bro, you know me, man.
All right, so we're gonna start with Lane then. We're gonna start with Lane. So this is gonna be our last little segment, then we're gonna let everybody get up on out of here. Spend some time with whatever they gotta do tonight. Lane, as I like to end it. You the coach. You got to make some adjustments. What player are you going to bench, and what player are you going to start next week?
That's easy. Fuck.
Oh, did we lose him?
Well, dang, he done dropped out. They didn't want to hear it.
Hey, Tonka, we're going to go back to you, Tonka. You muted yourself, Tonka.
He said, well, that's easy. That's so easy, I'm going to spike my phone. Hiya!
All right, Tonka, same question to you. Who do you bench and who do you start?
Okay. Well, number one, the wide receivers that can't catch are getting benched. DeBinion is going to sit down for a minute. AJ is going to start for me. Going to have to find something to do with that offensive line because, come on.
Hey man, I think that's the girl you brought to the prom, bro. You can't get rid of them. That's what you got.
Well, then going to have to start just rolling out a new offensive line then, and just because this year's a wash. This year's a wash. It's over. If this was baseball, I would be having a huge fire sale right now, getting rid of players because it's over.
Okay. G?
Yo, man, I'm benching DeBinion. He can't get in the game no more. I'm starting AJ or Rocket. KJ had a good game, but I'm telling them off the jump that I'm gonna give Criswell half of the game against Mississippi State. You pick what half you want. You want the first half or you want to finish it up, but he getting a half.
Ooh, I got something I want to say to that. DZ, I'm gonna come to you.
So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. On the defensive side of the ball, I'm gonna say, hey man, T Will, tighten it up, man. Get some safety, over the top help, and don't get beat deep.
Hold on. DZ, I'm gonna make you laugh because I'm sorry, I gotta say this. G, your job on the line. Okay. I'm gonna bring it to you. I'm gonna get you with me right here. You know when we used to get together every Wednesday at Boogie House before the Thursday before Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
And what was the number one question? Who making the dressing?
Making the dressing.
Because guess what? We didn't want nobody making the dressing that was going to jack up the dressing. So you mean to tell me my job is on the line and I'm going to put a dude in the game that I don't know? Yep. That's like saying, hey, man, you make the dressing even though I don't really know how good you can cook.
Here's the thing, OD. The question was if I was the coach.
Oh, you right. You sure right. My bad.
So guess what? That's what I said. Now I said what I said.
Razorback, but that's okay.
Bro, that's what I said.
You right.
Y'all just hate because I'm a Razorback, but that's okay.
DZ, Go ahead and get him, man. Go ahead. Who you benching? Who you benching? Or who you
All
starting?
right, I got a couple of them. First off, I'm gonna start off on defense because nobody expect that. Get Malik Chavis out of there. I don't never want to see you again, dog. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Get up out of there and stay up out of there. You're gone. All right, and that's really it on the defense. Everybody else can really hold their weight at least a little bit. But on offense, I'm not playing Rocket or Debinion no more. Y'all both done. Rocket, go get ready for the league. Debinion, get ready for the transfer portal. I'm playing AJ Green and Augustave for the rest of the season. Because Augustave, we're going to need you to be ready for next year. So go ahead and get all that bumps and bruises out now. And AJ Green, this your last little tenure, and you the speediest back we got, and it's the only one that matched this offense. I'm drawing up specific packages for Ty Washington and Isaiah Satania, period. I don't care how I'm getting them the ball, but them two getting the ball more than anybody else on our offense. And KJ, hey, dog, you gotta have to show me that you need to stay in the game. I'm not gonna bench him off top, but I'm gonna put him on notice. Like, look, bro, if you don't give us that superstar KJ, because I feel like he only played that good today because he knew that all the scouts was gonna be watching the Bama game because it's Bama. Any other game, we haven't seen the effort. We seen poor body language all season. So if I see any of that from KJ this week, you up out of there too, dog. So yeah, I think that's probably about it. And I'm gonna try I'm gonna do the double tight end package, 12 personnel, and I'm gonna have Ty Washington and I'm gonna have Dominique Johnson on the other side. And that's all I got.
Boy, you had a whole laundry list of stuff.
Come on, man. I do this football stuff for real.
Hey, before I got to get these super chats, man. Hey, thanks to the John Walden who came and tapped in with us early, man. We appreciate you for tapping in with the super chat, man. We also got another one here from Wesley Simmons. Let me get a call. Let me get a call. Them Hogs bench 62. He's stinking.
How did I forget?
Yeah,
Oh, I knew it was
how did
somebody I
yeah,
forgot.
he
I mean,
should've been benched.
you really can't bench him though, man. You can't really bench him, man.
Bro, when
Yes,
he
I
getting
can.
drugged like
Who you gonna put
you
in
ask-
there?
I'm getting somebody ready for next year.
somebody else. If he getting pushed around like he been getting pushed around, what difference does it make who I put in there?
Hey, I told you what his problem was. He got married, and them sugar walls got his legs weak, man. He need to stop.
Man,
he need to stay out them sugar walls, man. I'm telling you, that's what the problem is, man.
And it is what it is.
Hey, man, you need to get out them sugar walls. Fridays, sugar walls is off limit. You need to go to and stay in the dorms with the homies, man. Play some Madden, eat a couple burgers or something. Hey, get with the old boy that be eating all the sausages and biscuits and gravy. We ain't singing him all year. I wish I remember his name because we gave him the business in the Meet the Hogs. We still ain't seen him play.
Ain't seen him play. He up there still cashing in on his snack card.
Hey, shout out to Lane New, man. Phone did it again. The Binion on the bench. I'll pull that up a little bit. I can't see it. AJ Green going in the game.
Hey man, put your phone on charger before you fool with us.
Hey, you know, our live streams go long.
You know what though? Because we've all said this at some point in time about Enos when we've talked about him. The man has no concept of player personnel packaging.
Nope.
He has no concept of that. He has no concept of how to marry calls to personnel on the field. He has no concept of that. The man doesn't even know that it's past 2010. I mean, it's Enos is a failed experiment.
Yeah.
And if Sam Pitman needs somebody up there to hold his hand that used to be a head coach, then you know what? Let's grab a retired, successful head coach, bring him in, put a consultant label on him, and it's his job to coach Sam Pitman and how to be a head coach.
I agree 100%. Hey, and with that being said, Deezy, you got anything you want to say?
Hey man, it was a legendary day with the likes, man. We came in, the energy was low, but y'all brought us
Absolutely.
back to life, man. So
Absolutely.
shout out to the Woo Pig fam. Shout out to the Hog Pen, man. Thank y'all so much for changing our lives every day.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, we got a super chat. Hold on. John Walden says you will beat Auburn, Mississippi State for sure. Auburn won't beat a high school team from the dumpster fire I seen today. Hey, they didn't believe me, John. I told them we gonna win. We finna win out. The only problem I see right now, Missouri. That's it. Other than that, we gonna win out. We going 6-6, 7-5, and we going back to the Liberty Bowl. You heard me. You heard it here first, man. Not to say in the Liberty Bowl is something to say that's a great job, but my 7-5 is still intact. G, take us out of here, baby.
Yo, it's your boy G Holmes in the building, man. You already know what the score is, man. First and foremost, man, we giving a shout out to our Uncle Clee. He gonna be watching, and get the super chat.
Hey, shout out to Marquise Caston. AJ and Dominique Johnson need more touches.
Facts.
AJ definitely. Dominique, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
He looked better than DeBinion. I would rather have him in the game than DeBinion. I ain't gonna lie. If we give Dominique those 14 touches, we do not. He don't have those little minuscule yards that DeBinion had. I will say that.
Yeah, I just haven't seen Dominique Johnson healthy. That knee been looking like it's bothering him all year.
Yeah.
So,
RG.
yeah. So anyway, like I said, man, we're giving love to our Uncle Clee and all my day ones on the hill, man. The B.I.Z., DJ Sparky, man, my little nephew Chipper, QB4. All the day ones, man. Chanky, light skin Los, the paper player, the bandwagon, Kingy Bingy. Yo, and with that, hey, man, I said what I said. Talk a tie. We out.
We out.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's the 501, baby. You know how we get down on the Woo Pig podcast. Shout out OD, shout out G Holmes, it's the bad. Big sexy.